Dialed in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the
And
brews.
they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
brews.
and brews.
Bucks and brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick, we did not have an episode last week because I was going through a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it was a rough week for all of us, wasn't it?
It kind of was. And I mean, we'll talk about that some today. But first, I want to get to what we're drinking. Do you want to introduce it or do you want me to? Because,
Well, I will introduce it and let you guys know that I am drinking the tried and true, always the blue Bud Light. David, and it's Chris. Hey, Chris.
Mike,
Uh,
Tribz is on.
What's that?
So
Tribz is on.
one thing I will tell you is,
Yes.
David, I'd like to welcome you to the honorary Bud Light crew.
I am now a Bud Light fan.
Yeah,
Ask me why.
go on.
So, a bunch of fucking conservatives lost their shit because they have a Pride can, which unfortunately we don't have. And they had a trans spokesperson.
Mm.
So old Never Rocked, Bob Ritchie, decided to take and run over a whole bunch of Bud Light cans
Yeah,
in his Chevy truck that also celebrates Pride.
yeah.
And he's going on a No Snowflakes tour, and it seems that he's the biggest snowflake there is.
Mm.
So I'm now supporting Bud Light because I have no problem with trans people or gay people. And Nick, this might turn us trans.
I've been drinking Bud Light since you've known me.
Oh, then I guess it won't, because I think that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that it's going to turn people trans.
But now that it does do that, I might be concerned with it. So
Well, you know,
I'll keep an eye out.
You didn't know that Dick used to actually be Nicolette?
Nicole, yeah.
I will say this. On Saturday, which we're going to talk about, Nick did see me in a dress.
I mean, it was
A Tuscan dress.
Oh, I was.
It was-
like,
but it was still
Jesus.
You were sober. I was in my Tuscan. Nick saw me. We'll talk about that in a little bit here.
Yeah.
It's like, he totally forgot because he had such a great time.
Oh, what a wonderful time.
I'm glad that Tribz is on because he gets to hear part of this. So we'll talk about that first. I mean, we're going to talk some tax stuff today. We're going to talk about all the bullshit we've been going through lately. But last weekend, Nick went to his first real full-fledged comic book convention. He
Yeah.
went to C2E2 and he went for 4 days. Well, he went to Chicago for 4 days,
Did.
the convention for 3 of them.
Mhm.
You and I met up on Saturday at the convention, then had dinner, and we can talk about what a shit show that was.
Yeah.
But Nick, tell me what you thought of C2E2.
What a different environment. Okay, so
What have you done before? Because you've been to 2 different comic conventions, technically.
right, so I've done the Grand Rapids one, which is 200,000 square feet.
Yeah, probably in that range.
I mean, let's get, it's a nice sized building. And then C2E2 is a 1.5 million square foot building.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Uh,
Chris, we would like you to jump on. If you need the link, let me know.
So one of the biggest things is, the amount of vendors that are there. So I'll kind of give you a breakdown of how we did it. Right. So we were there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got into Chicago again Thursday night.
Yep.
But so we walk right in, and I told my brother, I was like, hey, let's hit every aisle to see what there is, so that way we know what we're gonna look for.
And Friday is a bit of a slower day, especially at the start.
Dude, I don't agree with you. Say
You didn't think it was a little slow to start? I mean, compared to Saturday.
no.
Not even compared to Saturday?
No. I
Okay.
mean, okay, so
Go ahead.
Saturday. All right, so we'll walk. All right. So right when this place opens up at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Okay. And you are treated like cattle. Okay. So you walk through this massive thing, and let's just say 20 feet wide by 50 yards, right? Is one bay is what I would call it, right? So
Yeah.
then you fill in this. and there's 6 bays in this place, right? So this wide open area. But then they, they fill up one and you're cattled in there, and then they put a rope and then they start the next bay.
Yep.
And then that fills up and you start the next bay. So yeah, I mean, because of you just feel crowded. So we got there pretty early Friday. We did fine. We were in the first set of bay, and I think there was two other that day. So there's 3, like by the time it opened, right? And then Saturday, we got there a little bit more on the exact 10, but there was a couple more bays, but again, because you're already filled, like you just feel like it's just crowded there. So then you make
it is, especially to get in, very tight.
Yeah. And so it was fun. And then you go look and see what's out there, right? First thing we did was Chicago White Sox had their booth like on aisle 1, and you just go spin to win some swag. So my brother and I did that real quick. And then, of course, we're taking a look at everything that's there. Well, let me jump back besides my day. So, and I'll give her, I'm trying to have her come on, but so my brother and I stayed at a very nice hotel. Okay. And we get there and they give us a very nice room. Right. And that morning, right, we're getting ready to go. And there's this lady who she's yawning. And of course I'm an extrovert. So I'm talking to her and I said, hey, I was like, oh, you can't be tired. Come on. You just woke up. Like, you slept. And she looks and she's like, no, I just flew in from Hawaii. And I have to go to a Comic-Con all day. And I was like, oh yeah, we're headed there too. And she goes, yeah. Sorry. And I have to, she goes, yeah, but I have to, I'm a vendor or whatever. Right. And I said, oh, cool. Like, what do you do? Thinking she's selling something. And she's like, oh, I'm a voiceover actress for Naruto. My brother's like, oh, he just gets all geeked out.
Your brother was so excited.
Yeah. And
hang on, Mike, do you know what that is? You're on mute.
He's muted.
Well, I know my kids are going to be coming out soon.
No,
to
that's
get
fine. Do you know what that is?
No,
Naruto.
probably anime.
So-
It is
It
anime.
is
Very
anime.
good.
There you go. And Debbie West plays a character on there, so I'll give her a shout out. But so right, I shake her hand and introduce myself. My brother's super geeked, and she's like, "Hey, come get an autograph." Blah blah blah. And so he went and got a Funko Pop. So anyway, we got to have like an actual one-on-one. The way you used to be in these.
Which was
like,
cool.
Like not in the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really awesome. And I kept inviting her to drinks at night. It didn't pan out, but it was fun. She's a really awesome person, and really it was cool because like it made my brother's time there.
Oh, absolutely.
So anyway,
That was the first time your brother has ever talked to me.
really,
He has never said a word to me until Saturday. Ever.
yeah. So like that's
So I was always under the impression Sean didn't really like me. So I was like,
Sean just doesn't talk. I mean, right?
he talked a decent amount.
Yeah, but because you get him talking about something he cares about, he'll go on, right?
Obviously.
He won't shut the fuck up. But no, so like it was funny because right, everybody, it's funny the amount of comments I get because I post my stuff. I took photos, right, of every day, and every day
And don't you feel like you didn't take enough?
never enough.
That's how I feel too.
Day one, right? And so I take selfies with me
Yeah.
and my brother because I'm like, hey, let's selfie it. And there's just my brother. Like, which you guys if
Same
you're-
look all the time.
Yeah, it's just there's no emotion on his face. He's just like, we're here. And hey man, you having a good time? Yeah, I'm having a great time. Like just there's this
Same no emotion look.
right, and I'm just loving it.
It honestly reminds me of my daughter a lot of times because
Right.
she just has that same stone look on her face no matter what's happening.
Yep. So that was it was a good time. But yeah, so we went and seen everything. Artist Alley is still weird to me.
Why?
I don't like art. I'm not an art.
Oh, I love the Artist Alley is absolutely my favorite place to go. And I stay out of there now because I buy too much fucking art and my
Well,
wife gets pissed.
I officially bought some art.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
want to hear about that, but first,
Yeah, let's welcome.
we're gonna welcome somebody in when he says something. Can you hear us, my friend?
I can, sir. Can you hear me?
Tribz, it is so good to see and hear you, my friend.
Yeah, I saw you guys popping on, and I heard what the topic was going to be, and I figured I'd jump on, and then I heard Nick went to his third or celebratorial first Comic-Con. So I'd love to be involved in this discussion for nothing else but to talk to my friends and find out if Nick actually followed my advice from the last time I was on.
I mean, he has not yet, but I have started watching Enterprise.
It's funny. I was like, well,
I wasn't even talking about Trek. I was talking about the advice about going to your Comic-Con.
Oh,
so.
well, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with what Nick has to say. Mike, I know you want to say hi to Tribz. Go ahead.
Hey,
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Plus, officially, though I guess I've been to, I went to, was it Motor City?
You went
I went
to
one
Michigan Comic-Con before it folded.
But I'll be going into Fan Expo in August?
August, yes, Fan Expo. We're going to go see Henry Winkler and the Rancor Keeper, Danny Trejo.
We have way too many things going on.
Oh my God, it's going to be such a busy fucking summer.
Yeah,
So-
I'm actually planning on Star Trek Las Vegas, which is in August, and that's going to be. I'm actually getting my money together to get the tickets and get the rooms for the hotel. If you believe it. So.
that'll be
Nice.
great. Next week I will officially be 6 hours from you. I'll be in Reno.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Bowling.
You're doing a job
Yeah.
out there. Yeah. Okay.
You know, and I don't care because my brother doesn't care, but hopefully everybody can see this. I'll see if it works. But right.
Aha. Nice.
So that's my brother, right? Who
Right.
has just no facial expression when taking selfies or doing anything. So it's kind of fun. But so day one, right? We get in and we walk down every aisle just to see what's there, start seeing things.
And there's a lot of aisles. I mean, we're talking like 18 rows plus Artist Alley, which is separated differently, plus family headquarters, which
Yeah.
is separated differently.
Yeah. 18. I thought there was I thought there were at least 1900 plus extra rows, and then Artist
It
Alley,
might have been 19 rows plus
Yeah.
those extras. Yeah.
and then Artist Alley goes their own, and I didn't count those.
Yeah.
'cause
They're
I
like
remembered.
A through Z.
Yeah. So 24, right?
Yeah. So they have 26. They have
Yes.
so many things to see and do at C2E2. It's probably turned into my favorite convention that I go to because, you know, I obviously don't go to San Diego.
Yep.
I mean, I don't go to New York. New York's run by the same as C2E2. They're both run by Reed Pop,
Okay.
which also runs Star Wars Celebration, which is happening this week.
Sure.
They're in London this week. But C2E2 has turned into a huge event.
Yeah.
It used to be like a secondary type con, and it's probably the biggest con in Chicago now.
Oh wow. I got to see the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. Let's see here. You know, day one, as I said, pretty much just make sure we see everything, do all that type of a thing. And I caught, you know, near the end, I kind of caught a couple photos because I kind of forgot to keep taking photos, right? So then day two, I was like, all right, day two, now we'll do some of the stuff that we want to, and I'll make sure I grab photos of people.
You want to
Right?
hear what's funny?
Yeah.
One of the girls I graduated with was there, and she goes almost every year, and I never fucking knew that until I saw she posted pictures.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Close. I couldn't believe how many of my friends I didn't notice were there.
Yeah.
And I ran into one guy who is like one of my best friends, really good friends, right?
Yeah.
Works at the same place. And all of a sudden I run into Rob, and I was like, he goes, holy crap, I didn't think I'd see anybody here. And so like I took a selfie and sent it to
Yeah.
my buddy Dave, and he goes, oh yeah, I was gonna tell you he was gonna be there. But just right random that you would see
Yep.
it. But let's, you know, I probably 25, 50 photos on Saturday.
Well, and
Just so many.
I want to talk about this for a minute. So I'm running around in my Tuscan.
Yep.
And I had taken the head off at this point, and Caitlin ran into Dolores, the Imperial officer who's on TikTok.
Oh, is that what?
That's
okay.
who you took a picture of.
Yep.
And Caitlin was so excited to run into Dolores. And I'm like, do you want a picture? She goes, well, I already took one. I'm like, yeah, but do you want a picture with her? And she goes, well, I do, but you're busy. And I'm like, I'm not busy. I can come take it. And as I say that, a lady comes up and goes, can you put that on your head? I really want a picture with you. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Nick, will you go take a picture of Caitlin? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So it takes me like 3-4 minutes to get my damn head on my head.
For a 2-second photo.
Yeah, for a 2-second photo. And she's apologizing. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm used to this. Honestly, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So I put my bucket on and I take the picture with her. And then you come back a couple minutes later. And then I, got dressed down at that point, and we kind of went our own separate ways for a little while. So Caitlin's big draw, Tribz, you're going to love this because you're our age. Caitlin's big draw was Boy Meets World people.
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney was there.
Feeney.
Which I know Mr. Feeney is Kit.
Yeah.
He was the voice of Kit.
Yes, he was.
And I loved him as Kit. Now, I watched a little bit of Boy Meets World. But I was in high school, graduating high school at that point. It wasn't something I watched a lot.
Sure.
But I always liked William Daniels himself. The man turned 96 on Friday.
Yeah.
And he looks every bit of 96.
I say, and that's I seen the photo and I was like, wow, he is really old.
Well, and we're getting up there to get the autograph, and I had said to Caitlin, I'm like, do you want a photo with him? And she goes, nah, it's fine. And I'm like, seriously, it's an extra $30. Do you want nope, it's fine, Dad. I'm like, fuck you, I'm buying you the fucking photo. Because we're gonna walk away and you're gonna be like, man, I wish I got that. The man's 96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how long is he gonna live?
You mentioned I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
You mentioned how much longer is he gonna live? To bring it full circle to Star Trek, Rene Auberjonois, who played Odo on Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I'd have gotten an autograph from him because not too long ago he passed.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where woulda, shoulda, but didn't. And I'm glad you got the opportunity to seize the moment. I'm like, yes, not just because of the fact of his age, but the fact that you're a fan.
Yeah.
And I remember him, of course, I remember him famously as Kit, but he was also in St. Elsewhere.
Yes.
With Denzel. Can I say it? Denzel motherfucking Washington.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you actually took the chance and carpe diemed the shit out of this and got the autograph anyway, just because you are a fan.
I miss seeing Roddy Piper a couple times.
Oh yeah.
And I've always been a big wrestling fan, and I grew up in the 80s, so it was all about Hulk Hogan and
yes.
Ultimate
Warrior, and Kurt Hennig, and
when you got into the 90s, you realized that Hogan was great, but he wasn't a good wrestler. He wasn't a great talker, but Piper was. And Piper was
the showman.
He was. He did C2E2 the year before I went. He did Motor City the next year, and I'm like, I should go. And I'm like, nah, I won't go. And then he passed away. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I miss Piper.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we saw Carrie at Indiana Comic Con. It was probably 2015 or so. And wanted to get her autograph. I'm like, we'll pass on the picture. I don't want to stand in line for hours. 2016, she did Wizard World in Chicago. And I'm like, fuck it. We're going to get an autograph and we're going to do the picture. And we did it. I was so happy. 3 months later, she passed away. At that point, I'm like, fuck it. If I want something, I'm just doing it. Because if these people die, I don't want to sit there and go, man, I wish I would have just sat in fucking line for that.
Should have, yeah.
And you know what, too? You guys are collectors, so you guys know baseball cards and whatnot. Yeah. But you guys are true fans along with collectors. So you're not sitting there, you're actually having it personalized. I don't know if I talked about this on the last podcast, but there are some celebrities out there that are like, much rather personalize it to Dave, to Nick, to Mike, rather than just put their signature on it, because they can turn around and sell it back on eBay. And that's the thing, is like, you want that personalization. You want that autograph for you, because that's a memory for you to have and always look back on.
Well, I've never sold an autograph.
No, I'm not saying you did.
No, I'm just saying I've never done that, because I get that, because I want to remember that experience.
Right.
And I've always told Caitlin, because sometimes she's like, well, should I get, my name on it? And I'm like, if you want your name on it, by all means, because you're never going to sell that. So, quick story for C2E2. Back 2016 or 17, I had gotten Kevin Conroy for the first time. Kevin Conroy just passed away this past November.
R.I.P.
Absolutely. He is Batman for, anybody that watches the movies, Bale, Keaton, they're all great. But Kevin Conroy is the Batman. And the picture I got signed that year, it was 2 Batman and 1 Batman Beyond. And Kevin signed it, to Caitlin. And Wilfredo, who was in Boy Meets World, was the Batman and Batman Beyond.
Sure.
So I said to Caitlin, I'm like, I really want to get him on this. So we get up there and she hands it to him and he looks at it. And of course, good stories. He goes, damn it, Kevin. Why do you always sign on my Batman? And he's looking up. He's like, why is it always my Batman? You have 2 Batman here and you signed on mine. And he goes, do you want me to sign it to you? And Caitlin goes, no, it's all right. And I said, you do realize Kevin signed it to you because when I met Kevin, I had him write to Caitlin. And she goes, all right, then yes, I do want you to. And it's like, you're never going to sell it.
Right.
It's somebody else's problem. Just have it how you want it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we were in line because my brother got 2 Funko Pops from his Naruto people.
Yes.
And I don't remember the other guy's name because
you don't watch it.
Right. But, the first guy, he knew that's pretty much what people are doing. Right. And he goes, do you want me to make it out to you? And my brother's like, and I was like, yeah, to Sean, like, because, right. It means, and it's funny because my brother's not going to shake hands. And these people aren't, I don't want to say, like, I'm a business side of things, right? Like, I don't do it for the money, but like, right. When I talk to you, when I get to first, right, Tribz, I mean, one of the first things we're going to do is I'm going to shake your hand or I'm going to thank you for your time that we had. And so, these people are, hey, let's do photo, let's do this. And me, I'm like, thanks so much for taking your time to do this. I want to appreciate that. And people are like, oh yeah, like I forgot I'm supposed to shake a hand too. Like, these are famous people type, or, and to me, so it kind of was weird because I'm sitting here going, this is what it is, and most other people are not doing. And so my brother, he goes, oh yeah, like I'm supposed to shake it. My brother doesn't have it, I have a very good handshake.
He's like,
right? It's kind of like limp fish, like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do this. And, because I get into the one guy and I was like, hey, thanks so much for doing that for him. I really appreciate that. And he goes, oh yeah, and didn't realize that a handshake, like you just tell he was caught off guard by, like by that. And even Debbie, granted, I've shaken her hand multiple times, but it's just, oh yeah, hey, good to see you again. Like plain and simple. I mean, even it's funny. My daughter watches and she notices that a lot with me. Because one of the things she did when she was younger was she seen her friend or whatever, right? And she walks up and shakes left-handed or whatever. Oh, Magnolia, good to see you. It was just, but that's what I've taught my daughter, right? When you see your friends, you hug or you shake, and when you meet a person, very nice to meet you. This is what it is. So
well, and you bring that up. So somebody on this podcast right now who's muted is not a hugger.
Let's say,
but he hugs me.
Yeah,
because I'm a fucking hugger.
I mean, well, I'm picky about who I hug.
Yeah.
I hug my kids. I don't really hug my parents or my siblings in any way, shape, or form. I hug my favorite bartender.
Yeah, I would hug her too. She is very sexy.
Yeah.
In general, no, I am not. But I'm gonna shake hands with people that I meet.
Yeah, Mike's a handshaker. I remember the first time I hugged Mike, I remember it. That's how fucking psycho I am.
Yeah.
So it would have been Thanksgiving weekend. It was my senior year of high school, so it must have been his senior year of college. Is that right, Mike?
Yes.
Actually, I think it was his junior year.
Yeah, it would have been
junior year of college.
Yeah.
He had come over, back on break, and I gave him a hug, and he was a little bit awkward about it, but I didn't give a shit.
It's a very, I get comfortable, but once I get comfortable with you, then I can be more like, even me, for like when I've been in relationships, I'm a big PDA person.
You are.
Well, I mean, I can tell you right now, when I see Tribz next time, which
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
see Tribz next time, I'm gonna hug the shit out of that motherfucker.
I'm sorry, I heard my name. No, but in all honesty, there's being cordial
Mhm.
and there's being businesslike. But for the introvert, not to get all psychosomatic, but for the introvert, it's really rough, especially if you have somebody, you know, like your brother Sean,
I'll give you grief. That's not really psychosomatic. Psychosomatic is thinking you stuff like that.
Mike's a psychology grad.
Okay,
I am.
look, I'm 2 years flunked out of college, so you know what? I'll let you. You
Years
can be the
flunked out of
technical side
college.
of it.
But I would agree, and that's part of my issue is I am a very natural introvert.
Right. So the introvert, it's rough for the introvert to do it unless it's repetitive.
Mhm.
Yep.
When it's forced, then it's even more so on the introvert to be damaging to oneself. You know,
I mean, and I think,
do
you know,
this.
and you would agree with this, I think, too, Chris. I mean, you're like Dave and I, you know, you're, you know, Gen Xer.
Old. Just say old.
Gen Xer.
We'll say Gen Xer.
This is
And I
the
think we
beginning of
were
a silver
raised
fox.
Yes.
We
That's
were
exactly what it
raised
is.
as like, you know, you met people and
Right.
you greeted them with like a handshake
Sure.
or, you know, and it wasn't a matter of, so that's why that's not necessarily ever been an uncomfortable thing for me because you were just raised that way.
It's not so much being raised that way. Well, in essence, it could be raised that way too, but it's also when you work in the corporate world. And Nick alluded to this earlier. You know, you work in the corporate world, you're meeting clients or you're meeting, in my case, hotel guests or tourists or whatever. You want that connection. So there's the eye to eye and there's the handshake.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of it. But if you're part of the, and I hate to say this, but you're part of the COVID era where you're so used to remote working, you're so used to being, your office is 2 feet from your bed, which is you just turn the computer on, roll back over, and when you get the first message at work after you clock in, that's when you wake up.
Well, you know, people.
A little bit. But either way, you know, I think COVID really, and if I can use the word, COVID really fucked up a lot of people. And it's true. It's true.
You know, he's only been on this
society.
podcast once, other than the boat. Because if he had to ask to actually use the F word.
Yeah, Chris, you can curse.
Reason why I do it is because reason why I ask is because maybe I use it too harshly, or maybe I use it as a realist. And that's why I ask first. But yeah, I think the era of COVID has really screwed up a lot of people.
It has.
And has really played with both the introvert and extrovert's head. And even more so the extrovert, you know.
And we've talked about that.
Doing this.
Oh, it's very
like about it. I think we've talked about it online and I've talked about it with people. I mean, I honestly think our generations have had it harder than even like the kids. Because I think like my kids, even before COVID, were playing online games that were streaming and they're talking to their friends.
Right.
It was like it moved to like not having school face to face. But that was the really big difference.
But you guys are business guys. You've seen the ups and downs of the stock market with mobile games and even PlayStation games and Xbox. Yeah. And you guys have seen the market come and go, and it's still on the rise to this day because of popularity or advertisement and things of that nature. But I think more so, COVID really did a number in the positive and in the negative.
Well, and I think you both bring up a good point. So like Nick is a millennial and my best work friend is a millennial and she has barely been out in public in the last 3 years.
Well,
and for the most part,
her son, though, not necessarily COVID per se.
Right. But for the most part, she's perfectly fine never leaving the house.
Right.
Whereas, you know, Mike and I and Nick to an extent, because even though he's a millennial, he's kind of like me. He's an older generation type person. The moment it was like, yeah, you can see limited amount of people who were like, all right, fuck it, let's go. Nick, we're gonna come over and swim. And he's like, great, come over, because even though I hate my fucking pool, at least we can do something.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. I was taking trips up to Grand Rapids because I'm like, okay, well, we trust being around each other because we know we're not interacting with a lot of people outside of, and if we are at work or at a store, we're masking up, and
we did all the things we were supposed to do.
I'll say, and it's, we go back to the hard being an extrovert, right? Because again, I want to shake hands and I want to do that. And I treat everybody the same, right? I don't care what your position is in life, right? Whether you are the bellhop, whether you are the doorman, whether you are behind the desk, right? Like whatever it is, I'm going to treat you the same. So, and it's hard because there's still people that mask up.
Oh yeah.
And there's still, and so it's like, do I shake that hand, right? I will, and I don't take an offense, right? Like, and so it turns into a fist bump now, and normally I'll come in with a shake and they'll go with a fist, and I'm like, hey, if that's what you're fine with, I'm cool with it. If it's a head nod and it's still like an acknowledgement that I'm acknowledging you as a person, because I have to have that. I have to let you know that I see you as a person, right?
Absolutely.
And it's very. In my head, it messes with me so much. And people don't realize it.
A big thing with you and I, like, we're huge assholes.
Very much.
But we like individual people. Yep. Like, if we met a group of people, we probably don't like them.
Yeah.
But when we meet somebody like Tribz, because he's an individual person, we love the shit out of him because he has a lot of interesting things to say and he wants to have fun, and we're all out of cruise and we're having a great time and let's have some drinks. And all of a sudden, a guy from Byron Center and a guy from Jenison, a guy from Portage is like, hey, we got to talk to this Vegas guy because he's just a lot of fucking fun. But I mean, in a different setting, I'm not putting myself out there. You are.
Very much I will.
Or the Louisville area people, and
Yeah. Emily and Ian.
Yeah. I will say, and it's funny because of the way so I dress the same almost unless I'm forced to, we'll go into it, but like
t-shirt and jeans.
I had a funeral that, so I dressed up. I had a couple, but yes, it is always a t-shirt, shorts, or jeans. Right?
I saw you on Saturday, t-shirts and jeans.
That's exactly right. Like, and so I Thursday I worked before we left for Chicago. And okay, it's not, I didn't stay at Ritz-Carlton, but I stayed at a Hilton in Chicago. It's a nicer hotel. And
south side of the city. I
drove down there, and here my t-shirt has a stain on it because I'm in a work shirt, right? Like, yes, do I have two different t-shirts? Yes, one's with stains and one's without. Okay, and I do.
There's a reason why Bucks and Brews stays at the business.
I do attempt to go out in public with my wife without stained shirts.
Yeah, literally. For anybody that's listening to this right now, when Nick comes into the business, he has his work shirt on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got to change because the Bucks and Brews shirt stays here."
Yeah. Say, right.
Partly though, because he would not remember it when he came.
I mean, there is that too. Yes,
but you guys would have been so proud of me. I actually brought swag with me to Comic-Con, and I brought my shirt with me.
I'm like, to the conversation about C2E2 at some point.
Yeah. So anyway, the point I'm making is I walk into the Hilton.
Yeah.
And here I have my stained shirt on and stuff like that, and I am a Hilton Rewards member, which doesn't do much for you, except for sometimes they'll look at it and they go, hey, we'll give you an executive level room. And I did well. And they treated me no different. But, when I fast forward, I cut my lip the next morning on breakfast. Yep. They really did nothing about it. The higher ups type pretty much did nothing about it. The doorman, right? He's like, oh, hey, how's it? And I was like, I told him, he goes, oh man, you got to tell some people, you got to do some stuff. You got to get everybody's name. He goes, when you talk to anybody, you go, hey, what's your name? Oh yeah, blah, blah. And he's like walking me. And I was like, man, this guy, he should be somebody besides this job.
Yeah.
Because he cares.
He knows.
He generally cares. And so again, it's another reason why I treat everybody the same.
Was he of a different nationality?
He was, yes. Very.
Which makes you wonder, does he have other skills? But because maybe he's semi new to the United States, he's starting off at the bottom.
No, he definitely. Okay. I don't think he was. I think he's from Chicago. Trust me.
But that's business. That is travel and tourism. Whether you're a first-time visitor or a 100-time visitor, treat everybody the same.
Yep.
And that's what drives business. And that's what drives business, and that's what's going to probably drive you back, not to this particular Hilton in Chicago, but any Hilton, because not only are you a rewards member, but because of the way you were treated at this particular.
Well, and it took them
Tribz, it seems like you know something about travel.
about hotel stays and
24 years.
yeah.
We could do a whole podcast on it.
Right.
We probably will at some point.
It took them forever to do anything, and I'm a man. A man's word is a man's word. That's kind of how I live my life. Sometimes it bites me in the ass, sometimes it doesn't. So, this happened all at 8:00 in the morning. I spent $60 on breakfast. I'm not afraid to admit it, right? $30 per person on this breakfast, and nothing really was done.
You had a little bit of shell shock price wise.
Dude, it was rough.
Chicago was an expensive city.
If you're in a hotel like that, even if you get, the buffet,
The
It
buffet
was the buffet.
and a couple of and I know you probably had a drink.
The night before, not during breakfast, I didn't,
Oh,
because because the night before I had an $18 old fashioned and a $13 glass of house wine. Okay.
Still,
Um,
in a nice hotel in Chicago, $30 is after tax is probably about right for the buffet.
yeah, and
Well, that's what I was going to say. Where was the Hilton in regards to where the convention was?
a mile away. I mean, it was
It
Was
was
it in the heart of Chicago? though?
yes.
it was in the heart
That's
of
why.
Chicago. It's like a block from Grant Park.
That's why.
So it's just on the
That's
south
exactly
side
why.
of the city, but
It's like the oldest hotel that's there. They did a bunch of renovations.
it's not the oldest,
At
but
that
it's
point-
one
at
of
that
the
point,
oldest.
I mean,
That's why.
Where he's
Mike.
talking about, you're a couple of blocks from the Drake.
Oh no, he was way farther than that. Mike, you remember when we went to Cubs Convention '99?
Yeah.
Hilton Towers.
Yeah,
It's now just the Hilton Chicago.
but same build. Yeah,
Same building, yes.
So,
but still, that was a nice area.
It is.
but Tribz, you were saying, hey, it's why I come back. But so 3:00 rolls around and I
Yep.
get a text message. Hey, how's your stay been going 1 through 10? And I sent back a 2, right? Because I'm like, I cut my lip. The waiter did nothing. Finally, I had to tell him again. Then he takes my glass and gets me a new orange juice. Well, thank you. And I wasn't looking to get my breakfast comped, but I was looking for some type of acknowledgement of, hey, this is the steps you should take to get this looked at. And then
I'm sorry, this sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing. So
But
then
actually, if they gave you a cup that was cracked in some way, I mean, if you bit into the cup because you're an idiot and cut your lip, yeah, you shouldn't get it anyway. But if they gave you a damaged cup that cut your lip, they should be comping at least your
Mhm.
meal, if that's both you and your brothers.
you would think they would do something. But anyway, so we go forward a little bit, and 3:00, I send the thing, and I was like, look, and I laid out kind of everything. I was like, look, my experience getting there was amazing. They hooked us up with a room. I really like you guys, outstanding. Next morning, we had issues with heat, and because I wanted it to 66, it was 68 when I got there, and then it went up to 70. But I had it, so just the AC wasn't on. Temperature is crazy right now.
Yeah, you and I like it cold.
Yesterday, I mean, dude, yesterday in Grand Rapids it was 73.
Yeah.
And today it's high of 42.
Yeah.
Right? Like it is, so ACs aren't on, and I get that, I understand it. But so I was like, hey, I have to complain because one staff member told me I had to. So here. So the guy sends back and he goes, hey, I'd like to give you a dinner. You guys get, 2 free meals for you and your guest. And he goes, I'd like to refund you for your breakfast. Tell me how you paid. I was like, well, we pay cash for everything. My brother and I are very cash people. And which is really hard in a society of card.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Or charging it to your room or something like that.
right. And because I know if I charge it to the room, I'll just have a huge bill because I won't see that $18 alcohol. But anyway, we go forward and I go to check out and I get my substantial bill and I was like, hey, do you know this guy? I showed my email. I was like, I was told I was going to get my $62 back or whatever. I don't see it off this charge. I'm not fighting. You guys took care of the dinner. We appreciate that. But here's what he said I would get. And then the guy's like, what? And kind of like walks through everything. And he's like, look, I'm going to take care of it. Blah, blah, blah. He took care of me very, very nicely. I'll tell you that. And he's like, look, you don't look like a person that's out here to try to screw anybody and try to get anything for free. And he goes, I'm sorry, it took us 12 hours to get this. Like technically it took us 3 days to actually give you a clear answer of something. So Yeah, will we go back? My brother and I, we already admitted, like, we'll go back to this Comic-Con. We'll do the exact same thing we did and have a great time doing it. So
continue with Saturday.
So Saturday, I told myself, I was like, man, I seen all the booths and things like that and the people and my girlfriend from far away.
Well, Caitlin got a text early on Saturday. Hey, where you at?
Yeah, so see if you guys are in town.
So we hooked up with you.
Yep.
And we went to see somebody. Nick's thinking. So, Chris, have you seen Comic Book Men?
yeah.
I haven't kept up with it, but I've seen a couple episodes.
You've seen it. So
I already know who you're talking about.
You do, because you have met him. So Ming Chen from Comic Book Men was at C2E2.
Oh wow.
And he befriended my wife at C4 up in Traverse City. It was probably 2019.
2019 or 2018, one of those two.
One of those two. And we got him, it might have been 2018, because we got him to Grand Rapids Comic Con. We talked Mark into that, and because he runs a successful podcast with Mike Zapsik, I brought a bunch of swag for Ming, and we met up. I brought Nick with me, and I gave him all the swag I had between Star Wars stuff and Bucks and Brews stuff.
Yeah.
And he really wants to come back to Grand Rapids. And I said, well, if you come back to Grand Rapids, you need to come see the new Break Room Therapy. And he's like, oh God, I can't wait. I'm like, and we do a podcast upstairs. He goes, oh my God, I'll be on the podcast. We're like, fuck yes,
like,
you will.
Well, so yeah, and then so Sunday rolled around and he was up in the front in line for something or doing whatever. So I went out of my way and I was like, and I shook his hand again and I was like, hey, it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
Again, because once I meet you, once I recognize you, I want you to know that I know you.
Yes.
Right. Like you've taken your time to introduce yourself. I'm going to do. So yeah. And he goes, oh, Bucks and Brews. Yeah. He goes, I'm excited to go drink. And that's all he's like, I'm excited to drink. And I was like, yep, let's do it.
I will tell you, you got really good, visibility with Date's episode.
We did.
Online, you got very good YouTube visibility with Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you get Big Chen on there, that might take you into like an area that you've.
I mean, we're hopeful. We might not ever reach Tribz territory here, but we're hopeful.
Yeah.
No. There is no Tribz territory.
Of course there is.
No, there is none.
Look, you guys aren't doing your podcast?
We are. It's kind of hard. You guys know this, and I mentioned this the last time I was on the show. Trying to get everybody together, and matter of fact, I met with a friend of mine for dinner a couple weeks ago, maybe even last week. The days blend together. I have no idea. And she was asking me, and are Mickey's Marvel's coming back? And I'm like, well, you know as well as I do, and any podcaster knows, life happens. Yeah. And sometimes I can tell you guys, hey, I'll be on Friday, 5:00. Friday, 4:59, something goes down the pipe, and now I can't. Or maybe not that soon, but during the day, hey, I can't. So you guys may go on with the show, but I feel like an ass, promising, then all of a sudden life happens. So we're still on our hiatus right now. Again, because of real life, and I have to get in touch with the other two, and maybe we'll start back up. But the question is, how we're going to start back up? We're going to do Mickey's Marvel's, 3.0, or we're going to add some new stuff, or whatever have you. So there's a long conversation to be had before we actually hit record.
Well, I will say, if you're listening to us, go listen to back episodes of Mickey's Marvels, because they are great.
Thank you.
I'll have to. I haven't gotten into Mickey's Marvels yet. I'll have to look into that.
I was really excited. There was things that I was gonna buy at C2E2. Again, we talk about it. I am not this person, right? Like I don't
really know comic books. You don't really know sci-fi,
right? But I like dice. I don't play any fucking stupid games, but I like dice.
You like what is that one game you like? Magic
the Gathering, yeah. Which I couldn't tell you the last 20 sets that have been out, right?
You did a lot of Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, my brother's very much into that. Yeah. So we were gonna go do a different activity, and I was like, dude, there's a Pokemon thing. Like, let's go do a Pokemon Go thing. I have it. I'll play it just because it's something to do with him.
Yeah.
And then the next day there was a Pokemon guess that Pokemon thing, and they were giving away some stuff. It was, it was fun. So like whatever. Again, this was meant for him. I just happen to be the driver, and I enjoy some of the things that I know, right? Like I've seen the Avengers. So I looked at my photo and I forget that I'm like 6 foot tall. Okay.
Yeah, you're a big dude.
I am. I'm 6'1". Like, and so some of my photos are like down on people. So like what's Thanos, right? Which should be huge, but doesn't that look like a fake, like just like a mini statue?
It does, because whoever was dressed as Thanos was tiny.
Like 5'8",
Yeah,
right? Like
my size.
yeah. So like
Well, even then, I mean, Brolin isn't gonna. I mean, he might be in the Thanos thing, but there's still a whole lot of stuff on him.
There is.
Josh
But-
Brolin is not that big of a guy.
But I say, but the angle could do so much to it, right?
It could.
That's why they're good at cameras and stuff like that. So, just to me it looks hilarious because it looks like a tiny action figure. But I had such a good time getting things, and I like to see that, and I enjoy knowing.
Did you
random
get your
char-
free dice?
I did. She had to buy something.
Okay.
There was a silicone set of rainbow dice
Okay.
that I was wanting. They were $15, and I was like, gosh, I'll wait till Sunday when hopefully there's a special. We'll come to find out their special was buy anything, you get a set of mini dice for $7 or whatever for free, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, shit, there we go. I officially bought my dice because
Yeah.
now I get a free mini set. Go ahead, Tribz.
Question.
Yeah.
How did you know to wait till Sunday, the end of the convention, where everything would be on sale?
Yeah, that's because I listened to my buddy Tribz over here said, hey, wait till the last day because things go on sale. And and that was exactly
Selfish plug has ended, and the advertisement has ended as well. Thank you very much.
But yeah, right. And we bought these mystery boxes, which were not worth the value. If anybody's so there's some that are
I
worth
thought
it.
you had a couple that were good, but you had several that were bad.
The one guy that does the Harry Potter ones, just specifically, his like when he tells you it's a $50 purchase and $100 value, he's not lying. Like with the things that he goes into it, it's actually where the ones that we got, they're all themed, and these people were just assholes, and I can't stand them. I hate that my brother supported them in the sense because, hey, can you tell me a couple things that we would find in these here things? Because I'm a big dude.
I can role play this for you.
Right. Hey, can you tell me what's in these boxes?
No,
What? Like, is there shirts? Is there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like, am I going to get action? Like, do you know any? Is it just a pen? Is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Say right, and it was like, wow, thanks. That's so fucking helpful. You guys pretty much suck.
And how many mystery boxes did your brother buy from them?
From them, he ended up. You buy 4, you get a 5th one for free. But these people are so goddamn shady. The 5th one that you get isn't a themed one. It's this
mystery box
of mystery boxes, right? So like inside just I swear to God, it's like some boxes broke open, they couldn't sell them, so they fucking threw some random stuff into a box.
It's got a pen from like Small Wonder or some shit, which was a 1-year TV fucking show in the 80s.
A pack of Cabbage Patch Kids cards.
Yeah, not the garbage pail kids, not the good ones, the shitty ones.
Like just
no.
It was, and so my wife and I got Disney Pride boxes.
And
what a fucking joke.
What were in them?
Okay, so I'm a big dude.
Right.
Okay.
It had a small shirt.
Nope, no shirts.
No shirts. Okay.
But it had a belt.
Okay.
A one size fits nobody belt.
Which is like 28 inches.
Yeah, like fucking tiny.
Yep.
Rainbow belt.
I get it.
So it's a heroin strap.
That's exactly it, right? Like I could probably take every fucking one of these boxes have a lanyard. I don't know when lanyards became popular again and how they're so cool.
Well, they're so popular because you need something to put your badge on.
They're so cheap. That's why so we got a lanyard.
And what was the lanyard?
Just a rainbow lanyard. I don't know if it said Disney on it.
It didn't even have anything.
Let's see. We had the exact same box, which kind of pissed us off because it was supposed to be randomness or whatever. And we got this Mickey it's not a Funko Pop, but it's like it type thing. And they have purple on it. And so that's it. And one other thing.
And how much were these?
$60 a piece.
So it had like a $20 value?
Maybe.
Okay.
Right? Like, granted, on Disney prices, sure, it was probably more, but my brother got my brother got a Naruto box, right? And inside was one of those 4-colored pens where you click one and you
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Those were popular when I was a young child.
So it had a pen, it had had earrings, right? So he's like, oh, those are Emerson's. It had, and like, dude, it's like the 2-cent earrings too. They're crazy. And then it had a notebook,
like the
right?
like the $1 a piece at like
exactly right, like fake metal, everything about it, right? And then I had a notebook that had the Naruto cover on it that was just white pieces of paper, and there was something else, and then like this much foam, right? And I was like, huh. So I was like, this is such a but I will tell you, the princess box for Disney was great in my opinion.
Okay.
My daughter got a excuse me, sorry, she got a purse, right? A mini a satchel purse thing, a wallet, like 5 other really decent items, right? And I mean, so I would tell you the value of that one was actually well worth it, but really, like, these mystery boxes just absolutely sucked. Knowing what's in it, I'll never buy it again, right? My brother, I don't know, he's just like, whatever it was. Then a different place, he went and got a Pokemon mystery box, right? So Sunday was the day that we bought, and we bought a lot. Say at the end, and one of my favorite things that we did. So I forget what they called it. I call it a glory hole. Okay.
We talked about those last night.
Yeah,
I think it's a different glory hole.
So you go into the C2E2.
I would hope so.
You go to the C2E2 not paraphernalia, what's the other word? Merch line.
Yeah.
And then you could buy $5, $10, or $20. And then you go to the back and through this glory hole.
And you stick your hand in?
You hand your sticker through.
Yeah.
And the girl behind there, she'll ask you some questions. And so Friday, I had heard somebody say something about dice, and I was like, "Oh man, I got to get some dice! Like, this is awesome." So I spent $5, and my brother bought a $20 one. So she goes, "Hey, what size shirt do you wear?" Just because like they're like the max size shirt they have.
It's a 2X.
Like right, like.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, sweetheart, that's so nice of you, but y'all don't carry my size, okay?" And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Look, I'm a 4X, okay? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you." And she goes, "Oh." I was like, "But I do like dice, and I like hats, and I like, this and that." So I end up getting the dice in their metal dice in an awesome container, really cool. I get a coffee cup, a lanyard, because every fucking buddy gets a lanyard, a pennant, and this is $5. And my brother she goes, "Hey, what size are you?" And my brother's a little bigger than me, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that's just not gonna happen." So he sends us 20, and he gets basically the same thing I get, plus a tumbler, plus something else. Oh, a shot glass and a hat, I think, which was really, like, I was like, man, it's really cool. It's a cool hat.
Yeah.
It's fitted too, right? Because he doesn't like snapbacks. I
don't like those either. I want to form my hat.
Yeah. And so then I was like, man, that was really fun. I really like the dice, all this. Let's go do it again. So I bought him one, so we spent $10 or whatever, and 11 something, because fucking tax in this stupid city is just so high.
Well, they have a city, or they have a state tax, and then they have a city tax, and then they have an entertainment tax.
That's true. It's stupid. So we spent the $5, and then the guy goes, "Oh man, you guys had a good time. Here, I'm gonna give you 2 $20 ones."
Okay.
So we go to the back, and I was like, "Oh man, we just got, awesome." So she goes like, "Oh, what size shirt?" And I was like, "Cool. My kid's a small, my wife's, this size." And so I get 2 shirts, I get another cup.
Your wife's also small?
Yeah, very much, right? Not a kid small, but and so we get, my wife now has a Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt, which she does just the awesome random, but the kid's shirt was really awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so do that. My brother sends his through, gets my mom 2 shirts, stuff like that, right? It was so the glory hole was probably one of my favorite parts, right?
I missed that whole thing. I'm kind of sad,
dude. It was a blast.
Saturday.
I
go ahead, Chris.
No, I was going to say if anybody dropped in on this conversation while they were watching on Twitch and heard glory hole and brought to the back, I think they would not be thinking I got 3 hats and a friggin' keychain and a lanyard.
Through a glory hole.
I think you're probably
Through a glory
right.
hole.
Uh,
Yeah. Thanks for visiting.
We were talking about a glory hole last night.
We were, but it was a totally
And
different
it
glory
was
hole.
the glory
Can't
hole
get what you already
everybody
got.
can think of what a glory hole is.
No, but yes,
We did dinner Saturday night.
what a joke.
So we go to Portillo's because I told Nick, you got to go to Portillo's, get a real Chicago dog.
Yep.
So I'm gonna tell you what I ordered, Tribz, and you're gonna tell me what I ordered, okay? So I get up there and I'm like, hey, I need a jumbo dog, no sport peppers. And I look at my daughter and I'm like, what do you want? She goes, I want the same thing. I said, all right, make it 2 of those. I said, I need 2 small onion rings. I said, I want a small cake, chocolate cake shake. I look at her, I'm like, what do you want? She goes, I want a medium pop. She goes, wait, they don't have medium. I'll take a small pop. Tribz, how many hot dogs did I order?
Yeah, 2.
2.
Mm.
So
I had to actually think about that because I thought it was a trick question.
it was not.
So
So
she thought it was a trick question too.
I pay. Yeah, she totally did. I pay. And I look at Caitlin. I'm like, here's the receipt. I'm going upstairs to the bathroom. So I go upstairs to the bathroom. And Nick comes up a minute later after he orders.
Literally right behind David. Okay, same line, same everything.
Same line, same person.
And we're talking about these chocolate cake shakes. And so I walk up and she goes, all right, what can I get you? My brother goes, hey, I'll take a number 3, which is a burger. And I said,
No tomato, no onion.
no tomato, no onion.
Yeah.
And
You just have to say boo.
I go, hey, I'll take
You can't
the
go to-
number
you can't
2,
go
which
to
is
Portillo's to get a burger.
2 hot dogs.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
2 hot dogs and a drink or whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, did the guy in front of me order his chocolate cake shake? And she goes, I don't know. I was like, the guy literally that just ordered, did he order his chocolate? Because
30 seconds
I
ago.
was like, I want to know if I have to order mine now or if we're coming back up. Because I was like, you know what? Never mind. Just give me 2 chocolate cake shakes right now. And she goes, okay, total is like $50 fucking dollars. Like it was 18,
No, it was way less.
$18, right?
Yeah.
And
Because you came upstairs and you're like, how in the fuck did that cost me $18? I'm like, I don't know. Mine was 22.
well, so it was 18 originally, and I was like, that doesn't add up or whatever. Because my hot dogs alone were like 16 before tax and then tax.
Right.
So then my brother goes, no, I need a number 3. Like I want my burger, like, no onion, no tomato. And she goes, all right, $40 or whatever the heck it is. And I was like, okay. And so I'm doing math again. And like, then I go upstairs and I was like,
we're upstairs waiting to
Jeez.
go to the bathroom because
Yeah.
they're cleaning it.
yeah.
And we come down and Caitlin's sitting at the table and I'm like, all right, well, did you get the, she's like, they haven't called yet. I'm like, that's fine. I'll go wait. And all of a sudden Nick and Sean have their food, but I'm still fucking sitting there
Yeah.
like an idiot waiting for the fucking food. So like 10 minutes later, they finally call the number and it's got 2 pops. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, wait, you can't leave yet. You still haven't gotten your shake. And I'm like, right, but why do I have 2 fucking pops? But I didn't say anything. So I'm standing there for about 5 minutes and some other chick comes by and she's like, what are you waiting on? Still haven't got the shake. Oh, all right. Yeah, I need a chocolate cake shake. 5 more minutes go by. The original lady comes by and she's like, why the fuck are you waiting here? And I'm like, because I still haven't gotten the fucking shake, okay? So they give me the shake. I wait 10 fucking minutes for it. I go back, I sit down, I start pulling shit out of the bag. And I got 2 pops, and I got a shake, and I got 2 onion rings, and I got 1 fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, motherfucker. And Caitlin's like, you eat the hot dog, it's fine. I'm like, no, fuck it. You ordered a hot dog, have your hot dog. So Nick goes, here, you can have my fucking hot dog. I'm like,
Because I ordered a 2-pack, right?
I'm like, son of a bitch.
yeah. And then,
Was
And
it
then you had
busy?
to go back up.
well, so then I'm looking at my receipt or whatever, and I was like, Jesus Christ, she didn't get me for the 2 chocolate cake shakes, which it apparently takes the world to get.
It does.
So I walked back up and I'm at
Okay,
the
but
same.
here's the idea. Did you pay for? You got the chocolate cake shake.
I didn't pay for it. Apparently, she never rang it in.
No, she rang up the orders exactly what we paid for, but missed half of the shit we fucking ordered.
Yeah. It was just
Okay, so you never got your chocolate cake shakes.
correct. So then I go back up
Okay.
and I look
I'm
at this
like, if
girl.
you got your chocolate cake shakes and you just didn't ring them up, I'd be like,
No. And so then I get the same girl who's, she's just not caring at all.
Yeah.
And I look at her like, and here I'm kind of in an irritable mood, right?
Yes.
And I was like, hey, I ordered 2 chocolate cake shakes. I might as well get them now, please. Thanks. Can I just pay for the? And so she's like, huh? And I was like, Jesus. So then David's like, hey, you're gonna have to go up there and ask for him. And I was like, it's only been, a couple minutes, 10 minutes later. And there's a lady who's at the counter who's just being a Karen and this and that. And the people behind it are just absolutely horrible behind the counter, just not having it. So then I go, hey, I'm waiting on 2 chocolate cake shakes. And she's like, where's your receipt? And I was like, right here.
I can guarantee you in like 30 years, there will be nobody but really, really old people named Karen.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
But
Karen is going bye-bye as a name.
so this lady, she's just, this and they had already given 4 chocolate cake shakes to some other people, even though mine was in before there. And I was like, this, you guys don't know your head from your a-hole, whatever, it's fine. So finally, I get it. And shit, like she just like throws them at me, and I was like, well, I hope I just go enjoy this, right? Like,
I emailed because I was pissed.
Yeah.
You need to do the same.
I should, but it's just not, it's not who I am, right?
You should.
There are multiple Portillos. There's only the one.
No, there's a
multiple.
ton of them,
Yeah.
but honestly, the one on Taylor Street in Chicago, I always get half-ass service, I would say. But that's the one I'm close to when I'm down there.
Yeah.
So I go there.
I always thought it was more like a local chain. Like it would. Be
It is a
kind of
local
like
chain, but they
how-
also have it in Arizona because all the
Chicago people.
Chicago people that moved to Arizona. But
But I
afterwards,
think
we
it
went
would
to
be like how like Taco Bob's is down in like the
Yeah.
Kalamazoo area.
So-
There's like 3 or 4 of them, but then when you multiply that by the size of Chicago, there's like 8 of them.
Yeah. So, Mike, you'll enjoy this. Afterwards, I take Nick to Benny's Beverage Depot. If Benny's doesn't have it, it's not worth drinking.
Yeah.
And I wanted
Yeah,
to.
you failed me. You failed.
I
me.
did fail you, but I did buy you a sour beer. I just didn't buy you the multi-pack of sour beers. But we'll be
I
there
did
this
think about it.
summer,
I'm like,
so
I
we can
wouldn't
get it then.
You for it. Like, I
Sorry.
didn't
Anyways,
spend money.
we'll get it this summer. Anyways, so I take Nick to Benny's Beverage Depot. Chris,
Just like we might get
we're looking.
Gary's beer this summer.
Chris will be right back.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. So we get to Benny's and we're looking at beer. And I find sours for you and Mike because I don't like sours.
Yep.
But Destel Brewery, who has sponsored us before, thank you, Destel Brewery out of Normal, Illinois.
I'm drinking a Shorts Brewery sour right now.
All right. So thank you to them. Mind you, Nick, I think I'm an alcoholic because I've had 5 drinks and you've had 1.
My stomach's giving me problems.
Okay.
Yeah, you need a beer?
Usually you drink faster. Well, I still got
Yeah.
3/4, but yeah, I'm gonna need one.
No, we started to 2.
At 5:30?
No. I'm saying, what time did you guys start here?
Oh,
2 o'clock.
We-
So I'm an hour and 20 minutes in, and I've had 5 beers because I'm a bit of an
Yeah, but a
alcoholic.
few of them have been. Has it just been one Bud Light and the rest?
One
of
Bud
it?
Light, one of the hard Mountain Dew zero sugar.
Are those the rest? Are those the rest of the VJPs I gave you?
No, these are just regular vanilla Java. You
Okay.
didn't give me any of yours.
But sure, I just gave you like the last couple at Hendy's.
Yes. So, anyways, we get to Benny's, which I love Benny's. They have such great selection of stuff. I bought these Mountain Dew hard sodas.
Yep.
I bought a 6-pack of mixed beers. And then all of a sudden, Nick's gone. And I start looking for you. And you're in a locked room.
Yep.
And I found you in the locked room after I got a picture of a $3,500.
No.
It wasn't 3,500. Was it 35,000?
56.
Okay. $5,600 bottle of whiskey.
Yep.
Talk about that, Nick.
So right. Well, and I didn't realize you guys were going to be quick. Because so they had,
I don't spend that kind of money on liquor, just so you know.
well, even looking through the whole place, they have everything. I wanted to look
Nick,
all around.
I've been there many times.
I have not.
I did not rush you though. How many times did I tell you? Take your time.
So yeah, they had a Macallan 30.
Yeah.
For $5,600 or $5,500. And so then I'm looking around and I was like, oh wow, you guys have a great selection. And I'm looking at some other stuff that's in there, and I was like, wow, really, this is big. And so one of the guys looks at me and he's like, well, sounds like you need to go into that room. I was like, okay. So I get locked into this room, right? And we're talking bourbons and things like that. And I was like, man, everything in there is,
I have to say, I love the fact that you were locked in a room.
yeah, because it's all the cheapest bottle in there is $100.
And they don't want anybody running out with $100 bottle of liquor.
Right, all the way up to
Okay. What was the year? Was it a 30-year scotch?
the Macallan, yeah, Macallan 30. Yep.
Okay.
It was a 23-year-old.
23 years.
Yep.
Okay.
And so, but they had a bunch of different ones. The one right next to it was oh, actually that might be, I don't know. They had a 30, they had a bunch of other things. So we're talking and I was like, man, okay, I'm looking around. Of course I'm sitting here going, hey, what kind of things do you I was like, well, do you have a pappy in here? And they're like, no, that's really hard to find. I was like, we can't get it in Michigan this year because our government screwed up shipping procedure and what is legal to ship. And he goes, yeah, I heard that. And I was like, okay, so you follow bourbons and whiskeys and things. And I was like, this is great. So we get talking and they have a double oaked Garrison Brothers, which I've never had. And he's highly talking about it. And I was like, hey, let's go take a look. So we step out. And by the end of it, I ended up buying the Garrison double oaked, like very expensive bottle, right? And here I am trying to watch my money.
My favorite thing about this is you're like, you go on Facebook and you're like, don't tell my wife I bought a $200 bottle of whiskey.
I didn't tell her how much it was. She still doesn't know how much it is.
Okay. Sorry. Don't tell my wife I bought an expensive bottle of whiskey.
It's a Kentucky. It's made in Kentucky, right?
Texas.
Get him, Mike.
And then it's okay. Sorry, it's not bourbon then.
So in legality, correct? It's not, right? The only
It's
bourbons
just like
can
it's
come out
not
of
tequila
Kentucky.
if it's not made in like the 5 or 6 states in Mexico where it can legally be called tequila. Then you have to call it mezcal.
But so this is called
So like this shit that's like rocks is literally a mezcal because it's not made in there.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying what's on the bottle is Texas straight.
For not being a hard liquor drinker, I'm very much onto the semantics. I really don't even believe it's scotch if it's not made in Scotland. In
We
those
had that
islands,
conversation
right off the
with Steve and his wife a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago. Need to tell you about that too.
So right on the bottle it says right Texas straight bourbon whiskey, 57.5 alcohol by volume, 115 proof. Right. Again, this is a $200 something bottle, and I'm hoping to off market it for 400. Right. I probably wouldn't
drink
even, I
any
have
of it?
not. No.
You didn't even open it.
No, I probably will sell it because I don't buy bottles this expensive very often.
You just had to.
I did, and
It's kind of
to
honestly.
tell you how much my brother doesn't know about this stuff.
Yeah.
So he grabs a 2-liter of Coke and a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper, and he's like, "Hey, I got mixers for
He's
you."
gonna mix it with that.
He doesn't drink.
Oh, okay.
My brother doesn't drink, but he's like, "Hey, I got you something to mix it." And I was like, "That's
Which, I mean,
not how this works,
I'll
buddy."
go into like one thing I miss about what happened with COVID. To go back to that is at the beer exchange. Every Monday was something special prior to COVID. It was the first Monday of the month was what they called their reserves Monday, and it was literally the first of their reserve list you bought was always half off. And this is where you would get like a 2016, like, you know, maybe like it'd be like almost like you buy like a 750 mil, so it'd be like a
Full bottle of
fifth of
something.
beer. Yeah, of like something, yeah, like, you know, a Belgian or something like that. Something that they sell normally for like $40 and you get it for $20. And when you do the math, I mean, for the quality of beer, I mean, when you buy that same quality as like a 12 ounce when they just have it on tap, you know, you're actually saving money by getting it. Every once in a while, it's the same thing I think of. It's like you just sometimes have to like spend that money on the beer you just cannot find everywhere. This is not the stuff you're going to go into even like a Binny's without going into like a back room and finding.
Well, this is a locked. I mean, this is and
Yeah, I went to open the door and it was locked, and he goes,
nope.
shook his head, and I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Did you have to pay to go in there?
No, they just only let certain people in at once.
And they try to limit it to 2. I mean, it is a very small space, right?
It's not big, no.
And my brother and I are both big
Well,
boys.
I've got to imagine too, by limiting how many people are in there, it also allows whatever employee is back there with you to monitor you. So I'm sure you were in there with an employee.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And again, you're around some very expensive bottles, so they don't want people just pocketing it and walking out. And they lock it so that way you can't just run in, run out, and get down the elevator. And granted, they have security right at the escalator too. But
how much did you like Benny's?
For the little bit that I was in there, it was good.
You should have been there longer. I did not rush you.
It's all good. I mean, and then I ended up buying.
Which Binny's was this?
This was the one. It's south of Taylor, so it's on the south end of downtown. I couldn't tell you what road it's on. It's if you've been there, because I know you've been to a few.
I remember like driving past.
This is one of the ones where when you park,
I remember
you have
driving
to go up the escalator to actually get to the beer and liquor.
Right. No, I just remember going past one that was like on State Street, and it was like it looked literally like going to like the local liquor store.
This was a few blocks from State Street. I feel like Tribz wants to say something.
Well, mine was actually like on State.
No, so
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so I didn't open it. I will figure it out. I'll save it for my birthday probably. It's usually what I do.
If you don't sell it.
If I don't sell it, right? I mean, if I don't sell it, we'll see. But I'll know if I sell it.
Well, you can bring it back here and sell it for double what you paid for it.
Yeah,
totally should do that.
At that point, sell it.
Yeah, well,
but try to sell it to somebody you know, so you drink some of it.
And I'll give them a. There was a bottle that just sold for $550. So right, if I go to sell it and it's to somebody I know,
if you sell it for like $420, you're making a huge profit anyway.
Yeah. So if I sell it to somebody I know, I'll be like, hey, if we crack it right now, if I make $100 and I still get to try, I'm happy with that, right? So here,
Mike, because you won't know, but I'll tell you anyways. 1132 South Jefferson Street, Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
No.
Well, you were in a different area of State Street anyway, where you were.
We were quite a ways south.
It was a bit, yeah. It was a bit further north. So I never. Yeah.
Probably the one you're thinking of is at State and Grand.
So
yeah, that's about where it was.
It was funny because I ran into some people at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I just noticed because I didn't realize how many of those vendors go to Comic-Cons. I mean, that's just what they do.
They do. That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, so they're out pushing their business through Comic-Con. And I wanted to touch.
That's why Gavin and Deanna are almost always at all of the Comic-Cons within a couple-hour radius.
Yeah. I don't do the art thing, but I did end up buying some art this year.
Yeah, I want to hear about your art.
I had some inspirational type things.
Okay.
And there was I enjoyed his art, so I ended up doing I don't even know if I took pictures of it. I don't know. Let's say, I just enjoyed what they said, so I ended up buying them, $10 a piece, kind of a thing. And so I was walking down another thing, and this guy had some Black Panther like 3D, but they weren't 3D. They were in a glass case. And so I look over to the left, and it's 2022 All-Star. It's the photo of it or whatever. And I was like, I have to ask him. And I was like, did you do some art for them or something? And he's like, yeah, I did that art. They reached out to me to do the All-Star game, the artwork for him. Blah, blah. I was like, no shit. So then we get him talking about this. And Steph Curry, he did a specific shirt directly for him type thing. He's like, here's him warming up with my shirts and stuff like that. and he's done so much like sports stuff. And I was like, I never thought I'd walk into a Comic-Con and talk to a person who's
Absolutely.
doing sports things. And it was funny because like the smile on his face.
Did you think you walk into Comic-Con and see a Chicago White Sox booth?
No.
Okay.
No, but that was fun. And you know, but talking to this guy and the smile on his face, like he's like, I was like, and I kind of interviewed him quick. I was like, did you ever expect to be where you are? Did you ever expect your stuff to do this? And he's like, no. You know, but this, and then I talked about Jack Razor, and I was the guy that made our logo and to my hat. I was like, you know, he's got so much self-doubt in himself. He goes, all artists do. They don't trust. And I was like, trust me, we think his art is just amazing. And
he did another podcast.
Did he
art
really?
too? Yeah.
Nice.
He did.
Yeah. And but right, so the whole idea is he's like, dude, every artist thinks that their stuff is this. And I was like, it's funny because in my woodworking, right, my wife will, oh, you do great and blah blah. But like we're all our biggest critics and doesn't realize it, right? So man, did all right, you know. But
when he sits there and talks about, I'll have to wait till he comes back because he needs to be there to appreciate it.
Sure, but you know, I had a good time. I said we went all 3 days. We were there early. The Comic-Con went from 10 o'clock till 7 o'clock at night. Friday we were there the whole entire time. Saturday we left.
Did you go and do any of the sessions where they like the stars will do like a panel?
We didn't do any panels. The little side things we did were Pokemon things. We did a couple like little side event things as well. And
it's just the thing. Those big
What's
city ones are really like different. Those really big ones like that are much different than Grand Rapids, or like you said, like, well, you'd go to Grand Rapids twice, right?
I have gone to Grand Rapids twice. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you said 3, and I'm like, unfortunately, you can't really consider even Byron Center a true Comic-Con because that's really just vendors and costuming groups getting together and trying to, you know, do things.
Oh, but I mean,
and Bucks and Brews, of course.
It's still, you know,
hey, maybe after you get enough followers through Big Chad being on your podcast, you'll be able to first afford Grand Rapids Comic-Con, and maybe eventually you'll be able to actually have a C2E2 booth.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind it. Right, David's sitting back there with his Tuscan the whole time. You know, we went Saturday again. We were there right 10 o'clock, and then we left with David and Caitlin probably around 4 or something. We didn't stay the whole time, and then Sunday it closed at 5. We left at 3 something because again, right at the end, my brother went on a big spending spree, and I was like, dude, you don't need to buy everything, but he would have bought the whole place out, right? But and that's when you get the discounts. If your brother
doesn't want to go, you should consider going to Fan Expo with Dave and I in August, because we've decided we're going to spend probably, I think it's the Friday night there, so he can, and I can meet the Midwest Garrison people, but then we can actually go drinking with the Midwest Garrison people.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell you this, it makes me really excited. Him talking about posters makes me really excited for 2 weeks from tomorrow.
The fuck's 2 weeks from tomorrow?
Isn't that Joe Gatto?
Shit, that's coming up.
2 weeks from tomorrow, apparently.
It probably is, yeah.
So,
it would have been, because I would have done it if it was on a Friday. I was going to have my kids.
Tribz, have you gone to the San Diego?
I'm so going to ask him about Joe Gatto if he's going to ever do posters of his ones that he did for.
Totally would buy those posters.
I don't have money for San Diego, and I don't have the mental or physical acuity to wait for tickets to go on sale and immediately click tap.
Sure.
Looking at your guys' list that you guys had this year, it looked like you had a pretty star-studded event. DJ Qualls, James Arnold Taylor, which is one of my personal, outside of Kevin Conroy, voice actors.
For anybody that doesn't know, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
For me,
that's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
For
that's
me, like, you mentioned DJ Qualls, like the first one. Like, he's a very.
I was going in alphabetical order.
But he's played some really like cool roles. Like, it's like he would be one that I would honestly meet, because he could be my nerd hero.
Which one?
Yeah,
Outside of like maybe some
Zachary
of the guys
Levi,
from Big Bang
I
Theory.
would love to have seen.
Zach Levi is so nice.
We are my brother and I are already talking about
Zach Levi is. Go ahead.
no say please say I was gonna say my brother and I are already talking about maybe
No,
doing
no,
the San Diego one. If we can get tickets.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did tell Nick he should join us for Fan Expo in August.
Yeah.
Even if his brother doesn't want to come, he should just come and spend the Friday night. And when we drink with the Midwest Garrettson,
They're fun to drink with.
See, the only thing about like I could never do
Mhm.
I could never do expos or I could never do cons for just one night. Like, you know, if I'm damn well going, I'm going all 3 days for fear of FOMO, really.
well, I mean, I would
Absolutely.
probably do it, but somebody doesn't like spending more money than he has to.
True.
No,
I mean,
And honestly, this year I wouldn't do it because I'm already going to be spending way too much money in the summer or fall of 2023.
we need to talk about that for a
Anyway,
second.
I think it's good that we're looking at 2024 by the time we actually go.
So, Tribz,
2025, sorry.
our
We might actually
other
need
best.
to do. We might need to actually do.
You're talking.
Well, no, you would be. No, you would be. It's almost to the point of like, do we wait
Till I'm
till
50?
2027 when it's your 50th?
Oh my God, that's so far away.
When
I
you're
think we need to
50.
do it before then. So, Tribz, our best friend,
Okay.
because there's 3 of us idiots, is getting married in the end of
Yeah.
September.
okay.
So,
But he just told us this last night.
so he sends a text when we got back from our cruise that we took with you. Okay.
Right.
He sends me a text. He's like, "Hey, bro, I need you to know
Yeah.
before it's Facebook official, but I proposed to my girlfriend and we're going to get married." I'm like, okay. Mind you, this girlfriend, I will change what I'm going to say after
Tried to
I
kill
give
him?
this story. So she tried to kill him because,
Physically.
yeah, physically, she took a knife and tried to kill him because of the demons coming out of him. Because she's bipolar.
She had a. She's bipolar. They didn't realize it until then.
Yeah.
So she had basically a manic episode.
So, you know, nothing against her, but gives us a little bit of pause. They've been going out for 2 years. I've never met the girl.
Met her before. Even at that point, they'd been dating probably for 6 months.
No, they've been dating like
And
a
we're
year and a
living
half at
together?
that point. So,
And had been living together. We had
Yeah.
never met.
so he goes, I need to ask, will you be my best man? Well, of course, you're one of my best friends. I'll absolutely be your best man. He's like, sweet. So we finally met her last night. Lovely girl. If she's medicated, she seems like she's great. Very good conversation, seems to really care
Yeah.
about him, very personable. I was impressed. And then they
That
drop
was
on
good.
us, yeah, we're getting married at the end of September.
Well, the
Oh.
funny part is that was early in the conversation, which was funny.
It was right at the beginning.
So all of a sudden we're like, okay, I guess that means bachelor party is this year.
And
And he's
he,
like, oh,
like
you
an
can wait till
idiot.
next year if you need to. And we're like, oh.
So this is what we're planning, Tribz.
So
We're
I'm
gonna
like,
do
the first thing I'm like is he's getting married like the end of September. So the first thing I'm doing is text messaging my brother because I've been told like about almost 2 months ago, what are your addresses? My daughter's gonna send save the date cards for her wedding. And initially I thought the wedding was next year, but then I was talking to my mom and she made me realize when I was hearing next year, I was hearing next year in 2022, which meant she was getting married in 2023. So I'm like, I need to know, like, right now, what is your daughter's actual? So basically, I have like 2 weddings in the course of about 20 days of people who are not just like people I can like say, okay, whatever. I can miss their wedding, or I can just come for the first hour of the reception. This is like literally after Dave, my second best friend in the world.
you have to be
Maybe my
there.
third, just because I spend more time with Nick nowadays than I do with Mikey.
So
But then, yeah, and then my niece, who's my only brother's oldest daughter. So, like I
So
said,
we're
that
sitting
wedding,
there.
you could just kind of be like, whatever.
So we're sitting there and we're like, all right, well, we have to plan it. And I asked Mike, I'm like, so who do you want to come to your bachelor party? And he goes, I just want you guys. And we're like, but there's nobody else. He goes, you'll like this. He goes, maybe the Sea-Wing.
Maybe the Sea-Wing.
So I'm like, all right. So
I'm sure if you even said, you know what, we're going to bring Nick with us, he'd probably
yeah, he'd be
okay
fine with that. If you want to come, Nick, I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. I got a lot of things going.
So do we. So I start looking at dates that the Cubs are going to be home. And I pick like the 16th of September. And Mike Benson is like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. I'm like, okay. How about the 30th? And he goes, yep, I'm clear that day. And Mikey's like, yeah, whatever you guys think is great. And Caitlin goes, well, I'll get whatever off I need to. Because Caitlin asked if she could go because, you know, she likes girls.
Yeah.
So she gets to go.
She had the first August one. Did she have a conflict or something?
Oh, might have been her. Yeah, they have the Pink concert. So we settled on the 30th
Because
of
I'm like, as long
August.
as it's not into September, I'm like, because yeah, one of them was he had come up with was like, I'm like, no, that's my son's birthday.
Yeah, that was it.
Do that.
So August 30th, we're gonna watch the Cubs and the Brewers from the bleachers in Wrigley Field with Left Field Sucks t-shirts on because we are right field bleacher bums. After that, we have decided we are going to go to Murphy's Bleachers and probably Cubby Bear and drink till we're silly. Then we'll go check into the hotel. I don't know what the fuck we're doing Thursday other than going to Ed DeBevick's for breakfast, probably having a mimosa and sending you pictures because you might not be there.
Good breakfast.
Do they?
They have really good breakfast.
I've only had lunch. That's
the only time since they've reopened in their new location. That's the only thing I've ever done.
I only did lunch there. So we're going to do that. Dinner that night's going to be at Harry Carey's. We have told Mike that he's not allowed to order a fucking burger because we're going to be at a real restaurant with really good fucking food. I said, you can order Italian, you can order chicken, you order a fucking steak. You are not allowed to get a fucking burger because that's what he orders everywhere.
Just burgers.
And then Caitlin's going to research some topless joints. And we're going to take him to some topless joints.
Just go visit Chris out in Vegas.
We should kind of, but
yeah, and it's like it's really like too bad he didn't tell us this stuff like a month ago. Because for like the last like month, I've been like, as I told my kid, I made the decision just after our cruise. Well, we had paid for the cruise for 2022 and 2021, or scheduled it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm like, every other year, one will be a good vacation with you guys. Another year will be a good vacation with my kids.
Yep.
So the last month and a half or so, I've been planning with my brother to take a trip down to North Carolina. Them because that's where they're at. I figured I'd take them, my kids down there. We hang up there with them for a couple of days and hit the ocean for a couple of days and then come back and everything. So I've got that pretty much at this point, dates and everything planned. My son is super excited because his best friend has gotten approval to come along with him. That was like the biggest thing for him. He's like, I didn't want to make a trip. I mean, I love my sister. I love her entire family, her kids, her husband. Like, they're awesome. But anytime, like, whenever we've taken a trip to like Chicago, it's always been with them. But it's like literally with them. They're never ready to do anything until like 11 o'clock. They have to be very regimented in what they do. And I'm like, no, I just really want a vacation where it's just like, meet my kids. What do we want to do? Let's go do it. And not like, what does it take to do all this, how much is it going to cost? And so like I started planning this. I committed the weeks with my brother. I told the parents of my son's best friend, when we were going to go. He got the okay to go. So I'm like, I can't really back out on that. And I'm looking forward to it myself anyway. But then it's literally like, okay, we got that. And we've got Mikey's thing. At least, with Mikey's wedding, I don't have to take really any time off for it, so that's the good part.
Yes.
So my niece's wedding, which is again only about 2.5, 3 weeks later, is in North Carolina, which even though it's on a Sunday, which means I could go down on Friday after work or whatever, but I probably still have to take Monday off.
Oh, absolutely.
If I don't want to be a zombie.
Well, if you work from home like me, it's okay.
I'm just adding more stuff. I hate working from home. You'll appreciate this. They've
Yeah.
added I don't know if it's just my department or if it's, or not department, but the division. So all of the people that do laboratory type or the entire site, but they've added you basically have to sign a contract if you're going to have a committed work from home schedule. And I'm like, I'm not signing a contract for anything. So I'll basically I will work at work unless I have to be home with a sick kid. Because if you're just doing that, they're okay with it. But if you're saying every Wednesday I'm going to do a work from home day, you basically have to sign this.
I think I had to sign a
And
contract
I'm like you,
that I
I'm
was
like-
working from home. That was it.
I haven't signed a contract
Well, I
with my
mean,
boss.
if I was like you and liked doing it, I would do it.
That's fucking great.
I really don't like working.
I totally do. I don't have to wear pants.
I would much rather leave. I mean, I don't like
And
wearing.
you can
It's the same
wear
thing.
stained shirts.
I don't
Correct.
think I would wear.
I
a
wear stained
sweatshirt
shirts all the
this shirt,
time.
t-shirt. Yeah. Okay. You don't know what I think you saw a couple of them. We were out after the baseball episode. The shirt I'm wearing right now, Chris,
Yes.
says, "If you could read my mind, I'm pretty sure you'd be traumatized for life." This is not I don't think this isn't necessarily inappropriate, but I don't think it's fully appropriate.
That's first
But I-
date appropriate. That's what that is. That's definitely first date appropriate.
I have some math shirts. So I
The
have a
math
couple,
shirts are
like,
good.
I don't know if you know enough about math, but it's pi talking to I, which I, if you don't know it, is the square root of a -1. And I is saying be rational, and pi is saying get real. That one I'm fine with, and there's a couple other like math shirts. I've got a couple of science related shirts that actually kind of work because I do science as a job, and then I have like the periodic table of Star Wars.
Yeah,
Some things like that. And those are the shirts. I honestly, it's very rare unless I'm actually going to be a face-to-face with a client. Do I not wear one of my like nerdy
no,
shirts?
like I have a math teacher friend here in Las Vegas, and there's this ongoing joke that myself and Bill and Dan from the Trek Geeks and all the Trek family, that we all know each other. There's a joke that we have is like, math is not hard. And basically it is, and for a math teacher, she gets,
if you got the right mindset for it, it's not.
no, but for her, because she's a math teacher, she gets mad at it because it's just another language, and we just tease her all the time about it. Look, math was hard for me in high school, so
In the 2 failed years of college. So.
I mean, when you have your dad doing work, I mean,
I don't know if I even
and it's
do this one day.
most ball players strive for a perfect record. But too, I think I'm batting 1,000 at that point. But I have those off the ball shirts. I'm starting to get like polos and things like that. But if you look at it, like right, not that sports or comic or Trek related.
I have worked for the state that I work at for over 25 years. In my older company, Monday through Thursday is at least worst case business casual. Usually at least a butter, maybe a polo, like khakis. Became to the beans and stuff like that, but it had to be like maybe something that had writing on it. It had to be corporate, or it had to be related in some way to like maybe a good cause. Like I could wear like a scout shirt, something like that. With this one, it really is like we're a casual company. Like if you're going face to face with a client, yes, we expect you to dress at that point at least business casual, and depending on who, if you're like meeting the president of a company, then you probably at least need to wear a shirt and tie.
Anybody
And
want
this
to
is
guess
one where,
what
like,
shirt
yeah,
I wore today?
wear these things. I'm like 25 plus years. I've earned my due to be comfortable.
Was it the shirt that you had for a 6-pack? Is that what it was?
It wasn't. It was no shirt. Because I don't fucking
Okay,
get dressed for
hold on.
work because I work in my bed.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
But no, my son is literally becoming a younger version of me, and because I probably would have done this if I had a really good friend as like a young teenager.
Yeah.
Told me this like about 3 to 4 weeks ago. He keeps coming into my room and he's like grabbing printer paper. He'd leave. But an hour later, he'd come back and grab some printer paper. And finally, I'm like, I didn't even ask him. I'm like, whatever. If you're doing something school related, I don't care what you're doing. The guy's like, my friend and I, we've decided Tuesday is going to be trigonometry Tuesday. And we're going to teach ourselves, he's in 8th grade. He's like, we're going to teach ourselves some higher level math so we understand it really well by the time we get into it in high school.
Yeah, but see, nowadays, trigonometry is taught in 8th grade in some countries. Like when we were kids,
It is.
It was strictly algebra from like freshman year to junior year, high school. Now these kids are learning at 5th and 6th grade.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where I was told I needed to check math homework and in the 5th grade, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
my daughter, who's in 7th grade, isn't what you consider like pre-trig because she's learning Pythagorean theorem. So like an AP type
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, but I mean, you really don't get into sine and cosine and all that kind of stuff. I think that's more, even with honors, I think that's probably later in his freshman year. But he's
you tell me sine and cosine. I'm looking for a piece of paper in front of me, going, okay, where's the
for a smart calculator?
That actually reminds me.
Not even smart.
I should message my sister.
Yeah,
you should.
I'm still reveling. I'm still reveling in the fact of whether or not I should ask what the hell was on Dave's bottoms today at work, because I now have this vision.
You should. So
I shouldn't. I should not.
So I'm going to say this: having seen him like this, he at least has a button on the front of his boxers.
I do have a button on the front of my boxer. I actually had pants on today because I had to go get my testosterone shot.
Oh,
and
with the cutie?
Yeah, she is so cute.
Yeah.
And I don't even feel that shot, which is great. And so I did have pants on. I just had no shirt.
Please don't tell me your pickup line was, you can shoot me in the ass anytime.
It was not, because both I am married and she is married, but she's still cute.
So this is,
I mean, there are plenty of people I've met in my life that have been like, it's too bad they're either they're not married or not in a serious relationship, because man, I still like, I've never been like interested in like dating a stripper, but if some of those strippers that have danced for us lately, if they would have if they were like interested, I'd be like, yeah.
I love that Nick's trying to wrap us up and we're just keeping going. And
no,
why are you trying to? We haven't even gotten into everything yet.
Yeah,
no,
but this sounds like this
Texas.
sounds like, yeah, but this sounds like Bucks and Brews
after dark.
Yeah, this sounds like a Bucks and Brews after dark.
You guys are going to find out, and pictures are going to be seen. So, yesterday I had to go practice bowling. Or actually, excuse me, 2 days ago. I ended up bowling league last night, but 2 days ago I ended
because
up
you're
practicing.
bowling nationals.
I am bowling nationals, and nationals has a rule. Yeah, nationals has a rule that you have to wear slacks.
Yeah, or
without pockets.
Or
if you claim heritage, you can wear a kilt. So I had to go practice in my kilt, which is different to bowling. So yesterday I'm in the bowling alley, which a lot of people know me. And
did you wear the kilt like natural?
So the USBC did say they strongly encourage us. Underwear. Yes. So, but I didn't have shorts with me yesterday. So I did take my jeans off, and so I just had my underwear on under my kilt. And I tell you, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
And I think instead of shorts from now on, you'll be seeing me in this kilt a lot more.
Absolutely. Often. I'll be getting
Nick in a pair of Spanx with the kilt over it. That actually, I would give $20.
That's pretty sexy.
I can show you Nick and Spanx without a kilt.
No.
I've done it multiple
No,
times.
I have not asked that. See, this is
Yeah.
where Zoom and audio kind of like
Yeah.
maybe misinterpret each other.
Tribz,
In no way should.
Tribz, I don't think you heard this story. So in 2015, I hired Nick as one of my assistant coaches. And my other best friend and my daughter and I were going to C2E2. And my wife was alone. And I'm like, hey, Nick's having a party. Go to his house. And I got a text that night and she's like, so I saw Nick's dick. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he told everybody, hey, just so you know, I'm taking my pants off. And then they came off.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's a forewarning. You know, it's kind of like
There
that
was.
warning label. There's a warning label on medication bottles, like, you know, don't operate heavy machinery. And probably Nick's heavy machinery was not meant to be operated that night, clearly.
When Nick has had enough to drink, pants come off.
That's a fact. For some ungodly reason, I went through this 20-second phase.
He was much younger then.
2 years of, I mean, there it was. Just whip it out in helicopter, because helicopter was the fun thing to do back in the day. And so it was.
I don't know if you want to actually boast helicopter or something like
he
that.
does.
That was my thing for a minute.
I've done it. Hey, I streaked around Dave and Don's old apartment.
He did.
Let's say that was my wife. You know, she's not too happy about it, but I fixed it quite a bit. So.
I will say that out of the 3 men that I spend the most time with, my wife has seen 2 of their dicks.
Yeah,
yours and his.
Wow.
Let's say Angie, way to go,
and me. Yes, 3 out of 4, 75%. My wife has seen.
No, you know, but.
Basically, mine is you.
This is Bucks and Brews After Dark. I'm not sure this episode's going up.
I think it's totally going up because this is funny.
Listen, guys, I know you're about to wrap up. I have to go because I myself am hungry, and it was great chatting with you guys. Great.
Tribz, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
We
guys.
love the shit out of you, man.
Thanks for hopping on. Sorry,
no, thank you.
Makes me glad I was willing to not work this afternoon after I came home early for my son.
And you got.
I was like, I'm like, yeah. I was on kind of before they said anything to you, but once I'm like, I'm really glad if he's getting on.
Yeah.
So it was a shock, like I said. So
we'll talk to you soon,
see you, brother.
Yeah. If you haven't already, season 3 Picard, get your ass on it because
can I just watch that? Oh, it's season 3.
I tell you what. I know I said I would come on. I'll give you a little quiz. I know you guys have been busy. Like,
you gave me a full year though.
Right, but I also I don't think I did. I think I gave you like a month. I'd have to go back and listen to it because there is audio. And audio is proof. There you go.
Yeah, it was. I think you gave him 3 months.
Yeah, I gave him 3 months. So here's the deal. I tell you what. I'll give you, without watching, or a little bit about TNG. I'll let you watch Picard 1, 2, and then finish up with 3, and maybe we'll go over the Picard series in totality.
All right.
By
July.
Said,
by July.
I mean, there are 10 episodes a season, so it's
perfect.
really
I
not
can
bad.
do this.
Yeah. So, listen, guys, thanks very much. When we get the podcast up and going, you 3 will be the first to know, and I would love to have you guys on as a guest.
Can't wait. We'd love to join you.
Thanks
Tribz.
so much.
Thanks, guy.
Take care, brother.
Take care, guys. Ciao.
So, I want to hit a couple other things before we just say bye-bye. Because we didn't talk about taxes at all.
I know we should save that for an episode.
I think
that way we're not 2 hours in.
We haven't talked about.
Let me talk then about my friends.
Yeah, we haven't talked about apoptosis.
Yes, they bought. It used to be a Big Apple Bagels, and it's on West Ninch, and it's actually where it is. It's actually pretty nice. It's only about a half mile off the 94 exit, so it's very easy to get to. It's called Apoptosis Brewing. Again, where I work is where they work, and so it's a science area. And apoptosis works well because apoptosis is, the definition is programmed cell death. So basically, it's used in brewing because that's what basically tells the yeast to, you reach a point where it's like the yeast just stops converting the sugars into alcohol. So they've actually got in their like entryway what the definition of apoptosis is. They say programmed cell death, and it's like a process used in brewing beer.
Okay.
And most of their alcohol, their beers have a science themed name of some kind to them. Some are a little more out there, some are more like cell components or stuff like that. But it's interesting, like I said, it's people I didn't know them directly through work,
Yep.
but I saw some people I know directly through work visit them. Plus, I saw them driving by a couple of times, and I'm like, and then when I looked on their Facebook, I'm like, yeah, like they're just, and I'm like, yep, they're people I know through work, and I'm like, and it's like we've always talked about. This is their dream to do, to be able to get out of the 9 to 5 grind, and I'm like, we've always been supportive of, especially people we know, trying to build to the point where they don't have to have a 9 to 5 job where they're reporting to somebody else. So that's kind of a big reason why they probably became my primary hangout place. And at this point, they've got usually 12 taps going. Everything they brew in house. They've always usually got at least one seltzer, so people who aren't into true beer still get an option. They are thinking about partnering one of the local like wineries to get some wine in there, so they can.
I'm going to interrupt.
Yeah,
they would like to host Bucks and Brews.
they would like to host.
Nice.
But from talking to them, they would rather you guys reach out to them about talking to them.
Oh, we totally can do that. Mike and I will hang out on Friday. I will get the contact information and I will reach out.
Okay.
Yes, because I figured we'd at least either go there or probably go to like either there or beer exchange.
We need to do that sometime too.
Well, that's
Nick
why I
was
was
taking the
suggesting
call.
to Nick to come into town. If
Yeah.
Nick actually comes in for a while on Friday, we need to take him to the exchange.
I agree. Because beer exchange is a lot of fun when it's going.
I said, and Friday is a good night because in the basement, Logan and Jade always are the bartenders there. I mean, unfortunately, at this point they don't have servers that work it. It used to be prior to COVID when they had enough employees. There was always servers. They always had 2 bartenders and a server that kept to the tables of people who were actually sitting.
When we love Logan.
Yeah,
she's great.
Jade's
So
cool too.
she is.
I got to know her because I would go every once in a while during brunch on Saturdays and Sundays when they have it, and that's what she always liked working. It's too bad. I'm sad Walt doesn't work there anymore, or Walter, because Walter would have been the one who would have made sure we got an opportunity to actually do a podcast from there.
I'm sure we can still figure that out.
I think we could. I think even talking to him, he said Sunday would probably be the best day to do it, just because that's kind of the day they're usually a little less busy.
Slower, yeah. Yeah, but
Even
we
like
totally
if you're
have to
doing
do it during
basement,
the.
even if you're doing it during in the basement, it's usually a little slower any day other than Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we
Or
just,
Saturday and Friday.
we need to do it during the exchange because that's the draw, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, during weekdays, their happy hours 4 to 5, and that's where they have half off of the Michigan cans.
I think with us going out tomorrow, I'm going to bring some magnets and we're just going to hand them out to people.
Oh, I would agree.
I'm going to say this. So for those of you listening to us right now, I went to Cincinnati the last couple days.
Yeah.
And I had great seats for the Reds Cubs game. Cubs won. Awesome. And all of the cup holders had like red stickers and then some kind of
Sponsor stickers or
sponsor
whatever.
sticker, but the one in front of me had nothing. So
Bucks and Brew sticker.
I stuck a Bucks and Brew sticker on it. And I'm really hoping that lasted, because if it did, that's awesome. Bucks and Brews at Great American Ballpark. And to tell another fun story, so we get to the ballpark, and my wife goes, "That's weird." I said, "What?" She goes, "They have like a real name and not like sponsored by a bank." And I go, "So being sponsored by a insurance company is better?" And she goes, "Wait, that's an insurance company?" I'm like, "Yeah, Great American Insurance." And we walk inside and it has Great American Insurance all over the fucking place. And if you look
Even when
outside
you
the
think about
ballpark,
it-
it's right there.
Even though when you think about it, I mean, officially, Wrigley was sponsored by the Wrigley Gum Company.
was.
I mean, they don't own
It
them
was.
anymore. And it's just the fact that those people are very smart to know that if they change the name, they're idiots.
But again, looking at it,
isn't all Fenway's still owned by other companies. It's just they're smart enough to know if they change it from Fenway, they're going to lose interest in it.
so we're sitting there and you had talked about this before we went live, and you're like, "Hey, how do you savor the ball game?" So I went to the Cubs Reds game on Tuesday night. I had no idea this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Tuesday nights at the Reds game in Cincinnati is 3-2-1 night. What does that mean? It means a $3 12-ounce can of beer. Options: Budweiser, Bud Light, or Busch Light.
So they're
$2
basically well, I mean, you would wonder the same thing. I mean, it's either you're either supporting Cincinnati or you're supporting, or that's Cincinnati.
It's all
You're either
St.
supporting
Louis.
St. Louis or you're supporting Milwaukee.
No, they're all St. Louis. Budweiser, Bud Light, and Busch Light. They're all
I'm
St.
saying,
Louis.
but if you were like Miller, you'd be supporting Milwaukee.
Yeah, but it wasn't. So $3 beer, $2 hot dog,
Which is good for a ballpark.
and a $1 sundae.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Okay,
I
it's
had-
probably not a very big Sunday. It's probably a small Sunday.
It was one of those cups like you get from,
Yeah,
Wrights in Greenwell.
yeah,
One of those.
yeah.
With the
Yeah.
wooden spoon.
I mean, they didn't have a wooden spoon, but that's the sundae.
But still,
So-
I mean, you're still getting ice cream. You're still getting some chocolate syrup on it. You're still getting nuts, maybe.
No nuts.
So similar to like what a McDonald's Sunday would have been back in the day.
Yeah. I spent $15. I got 4 hot dogs, 2 beers, and a sundae.
Nice.
That's winning.
That's not a bad ballpark
It is.
thing. That's what
And
when we went to
that fits
Cincinnati.
very
That's why I
well
asked
into
you.
the idea of Bucks and Brews.
So
Yeah.
and you guys were what did they call your row? Do you remember?
What do you mean?
What row were you in?
We were in
Not-
row C.
Oh, you were in C.
Yeah.
So
We
We
were
were
in row
still,
C,
like,
but
here-
we were on the front edge because
yeah,
of
how it worked.
yeah.
But so like when we went, we were either an F or G.
Mhm.
But when you're behind home plate, F might be the front, and so yeah, and then G I think so. We might have been in G. We were second row.
Yeah.
right. Because there's no A through
Yeah,
E.
this
Yeah.
is basically.
And we didn't know
when
this,
you're
right?
in
So
the
we were-
main area, it's basically. Well, you could even be like behind third base, and C might be front row because A and B may only exist in the outfield.
Correct. Yeah. And so we didn't, so we were right, we were second row when we went. But when we went, right, with our tickets were how they were, back in the day, that if you bought these tickets, it used to come with like $10 in free food or $20 in prepaid free food type thing, because it was like another way to get you in. Hey, you spent $50 on the ticket, we'll give you $20 towards food. So that's why I didn't know if you guys had the food voucher on your ticket or not.
We did not. It was just here
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to the Whitecaps tomorrow.
You don't
Yeah,
have
so
to. when
dollar-
it's
dollar
3 to
reserve
1 day
seats.
anyway. So I mean, like I said, the only stadium in the United States that sells more sausage than hot dogs is Miller Park.
Yeah, totally.
And that's where Miller Park, if I were actually wanting to be a Milwaukee Brewers fan, I would go, because I would much rather have a bratwurst than a hot dog.
Yeah, we've been trying to go to a Brewers game, but just haven't worked out. No, so and now you said Fan Expo, is it the same thing as Comic-Con?
He would have to tell you more. I mean, it still has celebrities and stuff. he would have to tell you if it's kind of halfway between like C2E2 and Grand Rapids, or if it's more fully like C2E2. So I don't know if they have, the like, sessions and stuff you could go to where like the celebrities are talking in a panel about like the making of like a TV show or a movie or whatever.
Sure.
We just we went there mainly because he wanted to see Henry Winkler again. I want to meet Henry Winkler because I love Henry Winkler as an actor. And he said Henry Winkler is the nicest man he's ever met in his entire life. And so I'm looking forward to that. And I've also liked him in even things beyond Parks and Rec or Happy Days. So, I'll probably get an autograph from him from Parks and Rec because Saperstein is still probably the coolest character he's ever played. But like I said, like Danny Trejo, who, like he said, was the Rancor keeper in Empire, or not Empire, Return of the Jedi and everything. But even then, you know who Danny Trejo is.
Yeah, of course.
Probably, yeah. He's a guy that if you honestly like met him, you would probably like in like a shady like bar or in like an alley, you would probably run the other way.
Yeah.
You probably think that guy is gonna like kill me. It's like for me, I think of like what is it, Mike Ehrmantraut, who was one guy from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, who was kind of like the fixer of everything.
Yeah. Well, that was
the same thing. Like him, if like I met him anywhere, I'd be like, other than like at a Comic-Con, I'd be like, I don't want to mess with that guy.
Yeah. No, I think like Danny Trejo, when he got his start acting, he wasn't intending to be. They were like, hey, we need a Mexican gangster that smokes and drinks and stuff like that. And they're like, can you play this guy? And he goes, can I be myself? Like, what the like? What do you mean, right? And because
that's a guy, like I said, looks probably the scariest man alive, but Danny, he might be another like Henry Winkler. He might just be one that might be one of the nicest people you've probably ever met in your entire life.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard great things about the guy. So
which guy?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Oh yeah.
So, no, sorry, we asked the question: is Fan Expo like C2E2?
Very similar.
Okay.
Very similar.
I didn't know for sure if it was kind of halfway between like a C2E2 and a Grand Rapids, where you get a lot of celebrity options, but not like
it's
like panel discussions and stuff like that.
It's absolutely like C2E2. It's just a little different. So they do C2E2 at McCormick downtown. They do Fan Expo at Donald Stevens in Rosemont.
Oh, okay.
But another huge convention center. And
you mean what used to be called the Rosemont Horizon?
When I heard
the Rosemont Horizon is now the Allstate Arena.
Oh.
So Stevens is a huge convention center. Rosemont Horizon's an arena.
Okay.
And they still have, that's the Allstate Arena. They still have the Rosemont Theater, which is down the road. But Stevens is like 2 or 3 times the size of DeVos, I would say.
Well, that's good to know because I've honestly stayed at places that are closer to O'Hare. And at that point, if you're like, even in like the first like stop between O'Hare and what's truly Rosemont, only a half mile from that area. So
yeah,
it's
all right centrally located there.
Yeah, I've literally even stayed in the actual hotel that is in O'Hare that separates the two like the two major concourses.
So they have 4 hotels right across from Stevens. There's a Crown something. There's the DoubleTree, the something that Hilton has that's
extended stay.
No, it's not that. It's like above the DoubleTree and above, might even be above the Hilton. I can't remember. And then they have a Hilton. I'm gonna look it up now because I'm annoyed I can't remember. Embassy Suites, that's what it is.
Okay.
So they have those three right across the road. But
even then, if you go like a half mile down where you're kind of going into on the roadway that goes toward O'Hare, you're not in too far away, and you
no, you're
probably
not.
save
We'll
$100
grab a
a way
hotel
just by
that's
being there.
we'll grab a hotel that's a couple miles away that hopefully has free parking. That way, when we drive into the con, we're only paying the parking for the con instead of having to pay for the hotel too.
Or we do lifts into the con.
I mean, we could do that, but that'll probably end up costing more. Because I think parking's
I
like
was
$12.
Oh, parking is that cheap?
Yeah, it's not that
I guess if
expensive.
you, well, I mean, I've added when I was in Chicago, I added what is it, the Chicago parking, whatever app, then I added Spot Hero, and I got underground parking that was basically right next to Millennium Park, and I got 48 hours, I think, for $40.
Millennium Park is cheap.
Well, Millennium is
Typically.
probably cheaper than like Grant or other areas, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, I thought even 40 is probably cheap for
Yeah.
the Millennium Park to do 2 nights. I mean, there are hotels in that area too.
There are. I actually looked at a couple of hotels in that area for, his bachelor party.
Yeah.
But I talked to my mother
You
today.
probably want to be on the north end
You
anyway
do.
for this bachelor party.
Well, I talked to my mother today about the differences between Knickerbocker and Allerton, which she's never stayed at the Knickerbocker, which is way north side of.
I think
Michigan.
I stayed at Allerton before.
We did when it was probably 80. No, it's probably 91 or 92.
The Knickerbocker in Chicago?
I think
Knickerbocker in Chicago.
Stayed there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
Very
I did
nice.
Allerton because Allerton, what is it owned by?
I don't remember, but it's really centrally located. It's at like,
Mhm.
I want to say Huron and Michigan.
Well, I think it's yeah. Well, I think Allerton is the one that's only like literally like 2 blocks away from the Northwestern Hospital.
Yeah, it's really close to Northwestern. It's
Yeah,
not
I stayed
a
there
long
once,
walk
and I-
from like Hancock or Water Tower.
Like I think actually it's from either Hancock or Water. Yeah, it's only like maybe 6 blocks.
Yeah, it's close. So that may be
No,
where we
I've
end up
stayed
going.
there
It's like
before, and I
160
think
bucks a night.
I think I
And-
spent through hotels.com 120 a night.
Well, and, I mean, it depends on when you go, but we were talking, and I mean, we could get one
This
room.
was going into Thanksgiving.
Right. Well, and we could get
Yeah,
one
because-
room, but at that point, people are sleeping together,
Yeah.
and I'm fine sleeping with my daughter, but I don't know if Mike wants to sleep with Mike. So
Hey,
figured
I
if we
don't
could-
actually move much now that I use an APAP, a CPAP.
I mean, we can get one room or we can get two. It really doesn't matter to me.
I honestly, if we could get a deal similar to what I had, I mean, summer might be a little different, but I also figured going into Thanksgiving would be. I mean, we were literally
You would
there,
think.
the busiest, what's supposed to be the busiest bar night of the year. And I
Well-
think I only spent $120 a night.
I'll look into it again because we obviously have figured out, and we are Bucks and Brews. We like to save money, but we're definitely we're gonna talk about that trip once we have it. And I don't know. I think we really only hit a little bit of what we wanted to talk about.
I don't think we hit much of anything.
I mean, we talked about C2E2 a lot.
Meh, a little.
Did you miss anything you were going to talk about C2E2?
I think Chris had a bunch of questions.
He did have a bunch of questions. Well, talk about what you had.
No, I don't know.
I mean, we're only at 2 hours,
let's see.
and we talk a long fucking time anyway.
Yeah. No. Given the opportunity, people should go, right? Listen to our last episode because it's, when we talked about it with Chris, it's filled with tips and tricks and what to do and what not to do.
You totally would say yes, it's worth it.
I mean, I had a good time, right?
Was it not worth it?
Of course, granted, I didn't pay, so I don't
Okay.
know.
You paid for the hotel though, didn't you?
No. Paid for
You
nothing.
paid, you were paying something.
Paid for my bottle of
Your brother
alcohol.
paid for everything?
That's correct. So I paid for gas
Hey,
and some
can I
food.
You
can I
drove.
adopt your brother as my very, very younger brother?
Yeah, I say I paid for gas and food and for a couple nights and things like that. But yeah, no, and you know I had to do all the planning. I had to set
Yeah.
I had to set everything up, buy everything, do all the so no, it was our agreement. So was it yes, if you're into that type of thing, if you've ever had interest, I will say we didn't get the VIP. And I
Yeah.
don't regret it, right? Because VIP didn't do anything for you this year because you had to go through the same lines I had to, same cattle, same everything.
Again, what it
You know-
does for you is if you buy autographs or photo ops, it moves you to the front of those lines.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
But you didn't buy those.
Nope. And the autographs that we got, we didn't need to.
Yeah, you really didn't need the VIP.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, so for we met
did you do
Tanakh-
VIP for one day?
Huerta. No, you can't do that. We
Oh.
we met Tanakh Huerta, who is Namor in Black Panther.
Yeah. How'd you get mine so quick?
Because my daughter has a medical designation because she has rheumatoid arthritis. So
Yep.
standing is an issue. So we were probably 10th in line, 12th in line.
Sure.
And that was great. Chris Evans, if you were there for him, on Saturday, Chris Evans, who is Captain America, had 19 different groups for photo ops. He was in the photo ops for over 2 hours nonstop, which is insane to me. But he was great about it. Like, they had rules. You can't touch him. You can't talk to him. You can't do all this shit. And he ignored most of that.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he is another one I've heard has social anxiety, but he tries to make it so that you have at least a decent time seeing him, considering how much you're fucking paying.
Yeah. I'm saying that's the hard thing is the price.
Yeah, it's expensive as hell. But I mean, again, if that's something that you're excited about,
Yeah.
there's a value to it.
Yep. Yeah, we say one thing we didn't talk about. My brother, so when you're at the big con,
Yeah.
and I don't remember the name of the company anymore, but he brought in cards and he's getting them graded.
Yeah, CSG or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. Yep. And then I thought Beckett's was there over
Sometimes they are.
but their booth was small and it was just comics this time. So, but like this one, he brought in cards and he's getting a bunch of cards graded. So, I learned the price on that. It's not fucking cheap.
It's not.
Let's say, but it's a fun thing. There was 2 people there that had some magic stuff, and
Yeah.
they were a fucking joke in my opinion. But it wasn't for that, right?
What'd you think of because you were not a Star Wars fan, what'd you think of the Star Wars area?
It was big, but it probably was the problem is it was so big that there was, and you guys didn't come out the way you do in Grand Rapids, right? Like you were there when so there was 15 fucking R2D2s, which is cool. Like, and
We had a lot of droids there, yes.
but it wasn't, you guys weren't there in a group, right? If that makes any sense.
So
So
like you really enjoy in Grand Rapids that they have like the
bounty hunting,
Yeah.
yeah, which is freaking great.
which our Mandalorians do in Grand Rapids.
Yep.
They, you can have a bounty and they'll chase you and put you in jail.
Yep.
Which they do
You
not
never
do
really
in
do
Chicago.
that in at C2E2. It's too big.
It's
Yep,
too big.
they
You
don't do
couldn't-
that.
Yeah, you couldn't. But no, I'm saying is like when I look at it, okay, so there was one stormtrooper,
Hmm?
there was a Darth Vader, there was
Mhm.
you, there was the other lady that was a stormtrooper, there was the black coat and pants lady.
Stormtrooper?
No,
Oh no. Okay.
whatever Caitlin wanted the picture was.
Oh yeah, Dolores. She was an Imperial officer.
An officer. There was an
Okay,
officer.
Yeah.
But that was it from what I remember.
Well, and it depends on when you go because they probably had 40 or 50 troopers,
Really?
but it really depends on when you stop by how many people are in costume.
I think the
Yeah.
big difference, especially with Grand Rapids, is a lot of the people that are troopers that go to Grand Rapids are really just there to troop, and you can get through if you want to get some autographs or you want to like browse in like an hour. So you spend
Yeah.
most of your time either at the booth in your costume or you're wandering around in your costume.
Well,
Yeah.
that was what I'm saying. Like, so when you go to Grand Rapids, you guys specifically pretty much stay in your area.
We do a lot of that. yes.
You are the booth, where it felt like this was just, hey, this is an area, and nobody was really like. Again, we went for 3 days, and I never really seen it full of.
But they may not
You
do
guys.
like the games and stuff that Grand Rapids always wants to try to
They don't, but they have like
Well, you-
areas to take pictures. So they had the detention center, the trash compactor area. They had
Yeah.
built that, so you could take a picture in there. They had the I'm gonna say chessboard for the Millennium
Yeah.
Falcon, so you could sit in
Yeah.
the Falcon.
Is that the Mandalorian area?
And then they have the throne for the Mandalorians next to it.
Okay.
So they had
Well,
those
you know,
three for
like, I-
pictures.
I'm talking to a guy at work today, and he's talking about like, we always talk a little like we went in and I kind of, picked on him a little bit. He picked on me a little bit. I've known the guy for like 5 years. That's just what we do when he's, and I'm like, yeah, but we get along well because we've always had like, even though he's more of a Star Trek guy and I'm more of a Star Wars guy, we've always had that. That's always been something that's linked us, kind of that nerdy,
Yeah.
Sci-fi type stuff. And this time he's asking me, he's like, have you watched The Mandalorian this year? I was like, no, because I just switched kind of from Verizon to T-Mobile right around the time the series was coming out. So I lost my free thing, but I said my best friend is going to give me his password here.
Yeah, I need
in a
to do
couple
that
of
because it
weeks,
is
and when there's only like a couple
fucking
episodes, left, I'm gonna
stellar.
do, like a big like couple of days of doing nothing but watching The Mandalorian. And I said, and he made a comment about it being just like some of the best. I'm like, yeah, it's literally the best Star Wars content since the first 3 movies.
It
And
is.
like the prequels. I'm like, no, I mean literally
4, 5, and
77
6.
and 83. Like, I mean the first 3 movies. I'm like, I'm older, so when I say the first 3 movies, I mean George Lucas fully in charge of everything. First 3 movies.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 6.
Um,
I got to tell you right now, Bryce Dallas Howard deserves her own Star Wars trilogy because this latest episode is fucking awesome.
Well, that's like, I think the best part about it is with the Mandalorian is they've literally been like, okay, Bryce Dallas Howard. Even with like the first couple of seasons, she always did good ones.
Favreau.
Yeah,
Jon
Favreau. I was
Favreau.
going to say Gutter is a tool.
Gutter.
I mean, he had some
Gutter is a
really
tool.
good- He had some really good episodes. I said, I mean, he basically MCU exists because of him.
Yeah, it does.
MCU would not exist if it had not been for him basically saying, I want to make Iron Man, and I'm going to make Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. as my Iron Man.
Yeah, very true. And not only was he Gutter, he was also, the fuck was his name? It was Debo or something and Rudy?
Oh, yeah. I'm not as big of a Rudy fan as you are, but yes, was in there.
He was in so many movies in the
I just remember
early
him as Gutter.
90s.
Gutter is a tool.
Gutter is a tool. Do you know what that's from, Nick?
PCU.
Have you not seen PCU?
no,
If that
Have you seen
honestly
Dazed and
boils
Confused?
down-
of course.
PCU is the Dazed and Confused of the 90s.
Yeah.
You need to see it. Jeremy Piven, Jon Favreau, David Spade,
David Spade is in there.
Chris Young, I think, was the pre-Frosh.
Yeah.
Great
It's like,
fucking movie.
because you like look at it, and I mean, even like whoever like the sophomore girl was, I mean, she was really cute.
Yeah, she was really cute. You know what? You know
The
what
one
PCU
that
introduced me
Favreau
to?
was, or not Favreau, Piven was like,
Oh yeah, she was cute too. Oh my God, we lost Mike. You know what? Well, Mike's gone. Do you know what PCU introduced me to?
No.
George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic.
Nice.
That was the thing.
So, since we lost Mike, we
Yeah.
want to wrap it up.
We should wrap it. I mean, we're 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah, I say I gotta get my daughter to gymnastics.
Yeah.
So,
We didn't do this at the beginning, did we?
no,
We suck this time.
So, as always, everybody, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you. If you have any episodes that you want us to stay on topic on, let us know.
Yeah, this was kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. I have reached out to somebody on the timeshare episode, so we're going to have that hopefully soon.
Yep.
Next Wednesday, I believe we have what do you mean no?
Next Wednesday is canceled.
Why?
Because it was Barack Kenodia.
Yeah, but I replaced him.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
I have her for the 24th.
I will have to look.
So
I thought she took Barack's spot.
Nope. And then we have Drew, which is a young millennial, maybe younger. The week after.
Hang on, I'm looking because I could have swore I booked Jesse for.
You have Jesse, maybe.
Yeah. 4/12.
Okay.
That's next Wednesday, isn't it?
Okay.
So again,
Mm.
on 4/12, we have the Millennial Money Witch, Jesse DeSilva. I'm trying to find out if that's the date, but my dates will not come up here.
Jesse.
Did I not tell you about that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I booked over Barat because he decided that I'm a dickhead.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, I might be, but either way, his battery died. That's why he went bye-bye.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he didn't like the way I sent him the link because I just sent it in a message on LinkedIn, and he told me that was unprofessional. So he does not want anything to do with us. Fuck him. But Jesse DeSilva, on the other hand, has no fucking problem with us, and she will happily join us next Wednesday. And then Drew, you were going to talk about. You found Drew on TikTok.
Yep, young kid who seems to have his crap together. And we're going to get what it's like to be a young kid that's somewhat doing successful things. So
yeah, you and him talked quite a little bit.
We did, yeah. So, and it's always fun to me, right? I'm not a bragger, I'm not a boaster, right? But what I like about his, I go on TikTok and this kid just has, hey, this is my net worth, this is how old I am. Boom, there it is. And I was like, and he's got it broken down of how it is. So
yep,
we'll let him talk about that more when he comes on.
We have another TikToker coming on, I think the week after that.
Okay.
Late August. She's going to talk about, fuck if I know.
Nope, that is late April.
Late April, yes.
And
do you remember who that is?
Yes.
She
I have another TikTok Black Millennial.
Yeah, she's a millennial talking about some of the stuff she's gone through, job wise and such. So that's gonna be fun.
Yep, and
that's the 24th.
Yep. So we should have some. We'll have an update of my Reno mishaps when I get back.
So we'll be live the 12th, the 19th, and the 24th of April.
Yeah, and if you have any suggestions, let us know because we want to try to bring you out as much as possible.
We absolutely do. And thanks for joining us again. We will be with you very, very soon.
You've dialed in
To Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the
And
brews.
they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, cause shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
Bucks and
bucks,
brews.
And brews.
brews.
Bucks and brews.